Hanya padamu saja kami panjangkan kesyukuran atas segala rahmat dan berkat-Mu. Bersempena dengan taklimat sistem Prime pada pagi ini, kami mohon hidayah dan taufik-Mu. Kurniakanlah kesejahteraan dan kebahagiaan kepada kami. Bukakanlah hati-hati kami, lapangkanlah dada kami, supaya kami dapat mengisi ilmu dan pengetahuan yang berguna. Kami mohon kepadamu agar Engkau berkatilah taklimat ini dengan limpahan rahmat-Mu. Semoga segala usaha kami dalam menjayakan taklimat ini mendapat keredaan dan hidayah-Mu. Rabbana 'alaika tawakkalna wa 'alaikal masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi wa barik wa sallim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Okay, terima kasih Saudara Akmal di atas bacaan doa itu tadi. Okey. Baiklah, sebelum saya serahkan kepada kita punya speaker untuk mengambil alih taklimat ini, izinkan saya memberi sedikit peneranganlah berkaitan bengkel kita pada pagi ini. Okey, actually bengkel kita pada pagi ini untuk memberi pengenalan, okey, untuk memberi pendedahan kepada kita punya peserta berkenaan dengan modul penerbitan sistem Prime yang menggantikan sistem Prisma. Okey, sebab tu saya harap lebih ramai pensyarah lah ya untuk join kita pada pagi ini sebab untuk memudahkan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan memasukkan data ataupun rekod penerbitan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan dalam sistem Prime. Okay, and then kita akan tunjukkan juga proses pendaftaran dan verifikasi bahan penerbitan dalam sistem Prime. And then jika ada masalah atau sebarang persoalan boleh tanya sama ada semasa taklimat berjalan ataupun nanti di hujung kita punya program kita ada sesi soal jawab. So dari dekat dalam sesi soal jawab tu pun boleh bertanyakan soalan. Okey. So tanpa membuang masa lagi, saya mempersilakanlah kita punya moderator kita punya penceramah ataupun speaker pada pagi ini, Puan Siti Rohayu Muhammad Yusof, untuk mengendalikan taklimat kita pada pagi ini. Dipersilakan.
Okey, terima kasih Azrina. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terlebih dahulu saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih di atas Puan Azrina dan tim dalam berjaya juga kita organize kita punya taklimat Prime pada pagi ini. Saya juga ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih di atas komitmen seluruh warga pensyarah di UiTM Perlis. Terima kasih juga kepada rektor dan juga pada pagi ini saya insya-Allah tidak akan berkeosorangan kerana jika ada isu-isu berbangkit ataupun apa sahaja perkara yang memerlukan saya untuk merujuk kepada orang kata untuk sebarang suggestion ataupun permasalahan, saya juga ditemani oleh Dr. Saiful Izwan daripada RMC dan juga kita ada technical Prime daripada RMC juga iaitu Puan Kairunisa. Alright, so saya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih atas komitmen semua pada pagi-pagi Jumaat ni kan. Alright, so seperti yang Puan Azrina telah perkatakan tadi, saya Puan Siti Rohayu binti Mama Yusof. Saya pustakawan kanan di Perpustakaan Tun Abdul Razak UiTM Shah Alam dan merangkap penyelaras koordinator Prime untuk modul penerbitan. Okey, so sebab sekarang saya kena stresskan modul penerbitan sebab di dalam sistem Prime sekarang kita ada 4 modul utama di mana hanya satu yang akan melibatkan penerbitan iaitu modul penerbitan lah. Alright, so kita ada 4 lagi modul utama dalam sistem Prime. Kalau dulu Prisma ni dia stand alone seorang-seorang kan? Alright, so sekarang dia akan ada dengan modul-modul lain. So pada hari ini selaku penyelaras koordinator saya akan memberi taklimat kepada seluruh warga UiTM Perlis berkenaan dengan bagaimana untuk menggunakan sistem Prime yang baru ni, kata bagaimana untuk membuat pendaftaran dan kita akan ceritakan juga bagaimana proses verifikasi semakan tu berlaku di dalam sistem Prime lah. Okey, seperti yang Puan Azrina dah bagi tahu tadi, sistem Prime telah bermula secara officialnya pada 1 Mac 2022. Okey, jika dahulu mesti tuan-puan dah biasa kan dah menggunakan sistem Prisma kan. So sekarang kita dah bertukar kepada sistem yang baru. Alhamdulillah proses migrasi data pun telah berakhir dan saya di sini cumanya selaku penyerahan koordinator ingin memohonlah kepada tuan-puan semua jika ada yang tidak dapat lagi akses kepada sistem Prime, please do it as soon as possible lah. Alright, jika ada masalah boleh berhubung dengan membuat aduan ICT di unit ICT ataupun sebab ia berkenaan dengan you punya web SSO kan. Jika tak boleh akses pada web SSO memang tak boleh akses pada sistem Prime. So for those yang dah biasa sebab menggunakan ID dan password yang sama di sistem Prisma, so sama juga dia punya ID and password di dalam sistem Prime ni. Okey. Sebelum tu saya ingin memaklumkan kepada seluruh warga UiTM Perlis jika ada sebarang permasalahan mengenai penggunaan modul penerbitan di sistem Prime, boleh terus diajukan kepada pihak saya ataupun you can always ask your respective coordinator di UiTM Perlis iaitu Puan Azrina lah. Okay, she is one of my coordinator di seluruh UiTM yang akan membantu untuk membuat semakan verifikasi ke atas seluruh penerbitan yang diterbitkan. Alright, so first of all, saya just nak share dengan all the researcher in UiTM Perlis di mana before you register your publication, the first thing that you need to ask yourself is whether it is published or not. Alright, so you have to make sure your publication is already published. Alright, sesemua all your work, your paper, semua pastikan ia telah diterbitkan, then only you can register. Alright, so you have to make sure it is published, then only you can register. Alright. Okay, I will start to share my screen now. Alright, so I hope everybody can see my screen, yeah. Alright, so today we are going to go through the pendaftaran dan bagaimana proses verifikasi bahan penerbitan di dalam modul penerbitan di sistem Prime lah. Okay. Alright, so for those who are asking, maybe ada yang pernah bertanya dengan Cik Azrina dulu ke dengan atau sesiapa sahaja yang tidak mengetahui bagaimana proses verifikasi diserahkan kepada PITA. Okey, untuk secara officialnya penyerahan verifikasi penerbitan di dalam sistem masa dulu sistem Prisma lah, sistem Prisma ke sistem Prime ke, bermula secara official pada 1 Februari tahun lepas 2021. Jika dahulu memang ada koordinator PITA yang terlibat dalam sistem Prisma dulu, maybe 2 years back. Kalau tuan-puan perasan, sistem Prisma dia ada 3 layers, which is dalam proses ni lah, prosesnya iaitu di peringkat di peringkat researcher, iaitu researcher data. You did your pendaftaran, you register your publication. Then the second layer is your coordinator from your faculty. Alright, coordinator from your faculty, and then after that dia akan pass to coordinator PITA. Alright, so ada 3 process that involved in Prisma before this. Alright, but starting year 2021 one of the process kita dah slash, so to make it simplify and easy for researcher and also the coordinator to verify your publications as soon as possible. So we slash the process from coordinator faculty and then ianya terus kepada coordinator PITA. So from the researcher directly to coordinator PITA. So for those who's asking macam mana, siapa yang validate your publication, the person yang involved in your verification, mesti sometimes you wonder, right? Who are they, right? So for your information, we have like 38 actually. We have 38 coordinators from all over UiTM, involved semua pustakawan. They are all librarians. You don't have to worry. They are very expertise. They've been training. Alright, they have been trained. They already involved in the process of verification. Alright, and then they are very expert in terms of searching and then how to make sure that the information, they know how to select the correct information and so on lah. Alright, so you don't have to worry. Sometimes maybe ada yang query siapa librarian yang membuat verifikasi ke atas penerbitan saya kan. Alright, so you don't have to worry. Okay, and then seperti yang kalau you tengok dekat screen sekarang, alright, the second part which is yang this perkeliling, alright, this is very important part. Maybe some of you dah faham and then maybe some of you yang kurang pasti. Alright, so I believe that we have more than 8,000 lecturer from all over UiTM. Alright, so maybe ada yang macam tak pernah dengar and then very confused and everything. So today I would like to make it clear to everybody in UiTM Perlis. Alright, so you have to understand this part. This is very important before I start to teach you on how to use the Prime. Alright, so as you can see here, alright, so semua proses verifikasi di dalam sistem Prime, kita just not simply just verify your publication like that. We follow the rules. We have the garis panduan yang dikeluarkan oleh RMC and then juga kita ada perkeliling naib Chancellor bilangan 3 tahun 21 yang kita patuhi. Alright, this one you have to obey lah with this perkeliling as well. Alright, so as you can see the point number 1 here. Alright, point number 1 here. Alright, we have semua penerbitan perlu didaftarkan sejurus sahaja ianya diterbitkan. So meaning is, alright, so as soon as your publication is already published, you immediately please register your publication in Prime as soon as possible. Kerana this is very important. Kita dah mention, I hope everybody dah faham, sistem Prime is a repository. Macam tempat mengumpul kan, everything, we dump everything in here. So sistem Prime akan integrate dengan beberapa sistem di dalam UiTM. So one of is, I bagi example is my ATP. So for penilaian ATP adalah setiap tahun. Alright, so all your publication pada tahun semasa for that particular year akan dinilai. Alright, for that particular year lah. Alright, so you need to make sure that as soon as your publication dah publish, you just directly register. You don't have to wait like macam okay jom tunggu like bulan 10 lah baru kita register. Itu yang berlaku pada setiap tahun. Since I've been taking care of Prisma before and Prime, alright. So during my ATP season tu, bulan 10, bulan 11, so I believe that ramai yang baru nak mendaftar. So bila ada banyak pendaftaran yang berlaku di dalam pada bulan 10 dan bulan 11, then itu akan menjadi masalah lah for both side, for coordinator and for researcher. Okay, researcher you register and then you expect it is going to be verified by coordinator as soon as possible, right? So when it comes to ada lambakan yang banyak di daripada bulan 10 dan bulan 11 tu, mungkin koordinator saya memerlukan sedikit masa untuk melihat untuk membuat verifikasi ke atas ke semua penerbitan tuan-puan semua. So I hope you will help us to help you. Alright, so as soon as it's already published, you terus register. Alright, so you don't have to wait like at the end of the year then only you nak register. So maybe akan timbul permasalahan di situlah. Sometimes we try our best. Okay, I always try. To my coordinator to do it as soon as possible. But you have to, we have to bear with one thing, right? As a coordinator, we need to verify each and every metadata that you register. Right, from the title, the volume, the issue, the dates publication. So it is, it's not that an easy job to verify each and every metadata. All right, so I hope that we could understand this situation so that maybe for 2022 is going to be better. All right. As soon as it is published, you register. Okay. Alright, the second part is the proses validasi kita adalah dalam tempoh 14 hari bekerja. Alright, so 14 hari bekerja is meaning koordinator saya diberi masa 14 hari bekerja lah untuk validate from the date you register. So from this system Prisma, dulu kita tak ada log lah, maksudnya we cannot keep track the dates of publication. Hari apa you register, hari apa koordinator saya verify, and then when it comes to will return for correction, and then you get back to us, and then so dulu tak ada log. Now dalam sistem Prisma semua ada log. So from the log kita akan kira the 14 hari bekerja. So you don't have to worry. You can keep track your perjalanan proses verifikasi for your publication. Alright. So who validate, siapa koordinator yang validate pun you boleh tahu. And then when it comes to return for correction, you know what to do. Alright. So nanti return for correction I will explain to you later. Alright. Okay, penerbitan yang diterbitkan dalam tempoh Januari hingga November perlu didaftarkan selewat-lewatnya 30 November. Alright. So I hope also all of you understand this part. Alright. So semua publication di dalam pada jangka masa January until December, you need to register before selewat-lewatnya on 30 November. So what happened for those who are published pada bulan December? So for those yang publicationnya publish pada bulan December saja akan dibenarkan untuk you mendaftar pada bulan December. Alright. So for those who are published in December only will be allowed to do the registration in December lah. Okay. So for my ATP, this is very favorite questions, and ini juga pada tahun lepas dan pada tahun sebelum tu pun menjadi permasalahan lah yang and then selalu ditimbulkan oleh pensyarah, di mana ada yang mengatakan sometimes it take times to get published. Alright, it take months, sometimes it take years and everything. Alright, so what happened? Semua publication yang diterbitkan pada December, right? So ramai yang bertanya macam what happened to our publication yang published in December? Adakah ianya akan dalam ATP, adakah ianya akan dikategorikan pada tahun semasa 2021 ataupun 2022. Alright, so this one pihak kami pun dah berbincang with RNC and a few departments lah mengenai ini. Alright, so we still need to obey with this perkeliling, di mana ianya tertakluk kepada bahagian kenaikan gaji. Alright, so proses penilaian di my ATP tu, actually I am not the person who the right to talk about my ATP, because my ATP di bawah HEA. So anything problem with my ATP, you may refer to HEA lah. Alright, kita ada contact person dan sebagainya, sebab sistemnya owned by HEA lah. Alright, so it's just that I just want to tell you that proses, macam mana proses tu berlaku. Okay, so my ATP memang akan berlaku pada bulan 11 lah. Alright, bulan 10, bulan 10 dan bulan 11. Tetapi publication yang akan diambil adalah sehingga pada at that time lah, pada tarikh sebelum dia tutup kan. Contohnya 30 November dan sebagainya. So what happened to your publication pada bulan Disember tu, ianya tak dapat dinilai pada tahun so for example 2021. Alright, kerana ianya tertakluk kepada sebab proses tu DHA nak cepat kan untuk bahagian kenaikan gaji dan sebagainya. That's because of this proses melibatkan pelbagai orang kata urusan. That's why kita tak boleh memanjangkan lagi masa untuk tumpuan untuk register. Alright, so I hope this one you understand, and then sebab ianya melibatkan macam saya cakap tadi, proses untuk kenaikan gaji dan sebagainya. Alright. Okay, and then okay, betul macam saya cakap tadi, hanya bulan Disember sahaja yang boleh didaftarkan pada bulan Disember lah. Alright. Kenapa saya tak gerak? Wait dah. Tak tahu kenapa slide tak gerak. Oh. Alright. So, today I akan share dengan all of you on how to register your publication in Prime lah. Okay. So, kalau you tengok in Prime, right, so I think I better terus tukar Prime lah. Okay. Right. So as you can see here, saya ni memang terus kepada Prime so that I can show you on how to register your publication in. Actually, the part of registration tak lama pun. It's just that yang I want to share with you adalah more to types of publication that you can register in Prime. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do is go to prime.uitm.edu.my. I believe that some of you already know how to access and then some of you already know how to register your publication. All right. So for those who are not yet trying on how to register your publication or having problems in terms of accessing web access and everything, so I need you to sort this out as soon as possible. Because of sekarang pun dah bulan March, kita dah April sekarang, alright, so dah April, kita dah habis dah first quarter, alright, so I hope that everybody know how to access to Prime, alright, so as I mentioned earlier, there's a 4 modules, very important modules in Prime, but today we are going to see on publication, alright, so when it comes to publication, alright, so the first page is the dashboard. So dashboard, this one is also very, very important because I want every and each researcher to fill up the personal detail here. All right, so just fill up personal detail. If you have Scopus ID, you can put Scopus ID, your occurred IDs, we have concerned researcher ID, okay, my RID, and then website, if you have website URL, Google Scholar. Alright, I believe that maybe Cik Azrina also ada buat taklimat tak Puan Azrina? Ataupun dah mulakan yang profil tu?
Ya, kita ada buat 2 minggu yang lepas untuk profil penerbitan.
Alright, so that everybody actually kita memang rasa bertanggungjawab untuk memastikan all researcher you have all profile. Contohnya especially in Google Scholar profile. Okay, so kita memang encourage everybody to have Google Scholar profile. Sebab Google Scholar profile ni, this one is ianya penggunaannya lebih meluas dan easy for everybody to look for your profile in Google Scholar lah. Alright, so I encourage you to fill up this personal detail and then you click save. Alright, and then you will save all your information here. Alright, so that's the first part. Alright, so new publication. Alright, so as you can see here, it's not that similar with Prisma actually. Kalau Prisma dulu kita ada index, non-index, right? So in Prime, we divided your publication into 2. Alright, this one you need to be very careful. Alright, so here meaning the index publications only from these 4 platforms, which is Web of Science, Scopus, My Site, and Era only. So for those who are published in these 4 platform, index platform, you may register your publications there. All right. So other than index these 4 platform, you may register in other publications. In other publication, kita ada lagi narrow down the types of publications, alright? So kalau contoh macam creative work, kita akan divided lagi, alright? So you don't have to worry. So, and then satu lagi, this is very favorite question from the researcher, alright? Which is that particular journal, alright? So sometimes researcher tends to ask me about, alright, Puan Ayu, that is actually the journal is already indexed in WAS or already indexed in Scopus. It's just that my publication is not appear in Scopus of Warehouse Science yet because of it takes time. Alright, we understand the situations actually. Alright, it's just that we follow the perkeliling and garis panduan. All your publication need to be indexed, need to be appear in Scopus, not the journal. We know that the journals is already indexed, all right. We know the conference is already there, but we need to an evidence that your publication is already indexed in Scopus or Web of Science. All right, so it's very, very straightforward. Okay, I hope that everybody understand. So, and then definitely researcher will ask, so where to register my publication? All right, so the first thing that you need to do, you register in other publication first. You don't have to worry. Maybe it's going to be temporarily in other publications, but as soon as it's already get indexed and appear in Scopus of your science, you can change the types of publications. There's a function in Prime that will help you to change the types of publications, and then you can upgrade your publication from the from the other publication to index publication. No worries. All right. Before this, in Prisma, for those yang dah biasa kan, you register your publication in not as a non-index. For example, it's not indexed yet. All right. So if you want to upgrade, you need to delete, right? You need to delete and then you need to register again, right? Correct? But for Prime, we simplify. We want to make sure that you don't have to delete and register again. You just have to change the types of publications. I will show you after this on how to change your publications. All right. So you change your publication, and then why is it sometimes we get questions like, "Puan Ayu, can we just like upgrade, change to Scopus, and then we and then you can just simply verify?" No, coordinator cannot just simply verify your publication when it is upgrade into index. All right. So what happens? The process is when we, for example, you already changed the types of publications. It's already indexed in that particular journal in Scopus. All right. And then you need to understand for different types of publications, meaning we have different types of metadata. All right. It's not the same. The set of metadata is not the same. So sometimes a few sections that you need to fill up, and then you need to, for example, in URL. Before this, we don't have URL in Scopus. Now you need to include the URL. So you put the URL and then you click update and then submit again for verifications. Then only my coordinator will take an action to verify again your publications. All right. It's just that you don't have to go into the process of deleting and try to like register each metadata. You just have to like check a few metadata and then put the URL. Okay. Right. So we have two types of publication. All right. And then this is my publication. My publication meaning they will list all your publication that already registered. All right. Already registered, whether it is draft, whether it's already verified, although it's not verified. So all your publication will be here with the different status. All right. So as you can see here, ada yang I punya ni ada still in draft. All right. Sometimes draft meaning you don't submit yet. All right, so you just draft and then you don't submit for verification. You don't make any declaration yet. Alright. So for those who are I believe that many of you check again after this, you check in your Prime whether ada tak yang status draft. If status draft, you check again, and then if you want to submit this publication for verification, please do so. Alright. So we don't want actually we have like so many publication in draft, so we want to make sure that you've checked your publication. Alright. Sometimes it is in draft. It's not for verification yet. Alright. Please check your publication. Alright. So written publication. So as you can see here, you click when it comes to, you click written for publication. So you can check all your publication that have been written by my coordinator. All right. So the status is written for correction. All right. So when it comes to written for correction, meaning you need to do corrections. All right. What you can see is you click that publication, you click the reference number. All right. So for your information, for each and every publication in Prime, definitely will have different reference number. If you want Cik Azrina to verify your publication, to check your publication, you just submit to her the reference number and your staff ID, and Cik Azrina will try to see what's going on or what action that she need to take lah. All right. So the reference number is very, very important. Okay. Right. So there's these three sections is very, very important in publication, which is the registration part. All right. You need to identify whether it's index or other publication. All right. And then the my publication is for all your publication that already been registered. And then the third one is the written publication. So I encourage it's all the researcher in UiTM around to check your written publication. We have thousands actually written publication in Prime yang tidak diambil tindakan oleh pensyarah. So this is very something yang merugikan pensyarah, merugikan faculty, merugikan university, kerana bila penilaian MyRA kita rugilah. We have so many publication, tapi ada setengah researcher ataupun pensyarah yang tidak aware. You are not aware with the written publications. Maybe dia stay there je. So dia just static as tu, you don't take any action. Coordinator didn't receive any request for verification. Itu adalah sangat-sangat merugikan lah. This one is something yang saya memang encourage for semua pensyarah untuk check your written publication. So the written publication, there's dua tempat yang you boleh check your publication. Written publication, whether you can directly go into Prime and then you click written publication, or you can check, we also auto to your email UiTM lah. Alright. So once my coordinator click written for corrections, it automatically go to your email. So you can also check your email, and then also you can check your Prime. Okay. Alright. Please check your written for correction. As I mentioned earlier, we have thousands, alright, written of publication yang tidak diambil tindakan oleh pensyarah. Alright. See, benda yang sangat-sangat merugikan lah. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, okay, I try to go to each and every. This one is administrator, you tak akan ada ni lah. Alright, administrator is for me and my coordinator. But I will show you later on how we verify your publication. I know that some of you maybe macam mana lah librarian ni kan? How you verify our publications, alright? Sometimes we might come across with disagreement, and then you don't disagree with me, I don't disagree with you, right? I don't agree with you, right? This kind of information we try to explain to you after this. All right, I try to explain to you after this. All right, so index publication. All right, so when it comes to index publication, this for just remember this for platform only. All right, this for platform only. All right, so make sure you dah search in Scopus, you dah search in Web of Science, you dah search in My Site, and era. Okay, so you just enter your publication. All right, okay, you can, biasalah you have to check similarities. So for example, all right, for example, if you have this, you receive the result is similarities 90%, for example, and then it will allow you to register that publication. So what you can do is, if sometimes the title might be similar each and every word, for example, but it is a different publication, you don't have to worry. Okay, you just maybe you tambah sedikit perkataan, then only you can, for example, that publication yang similar with you, tak ada perkataan and, you just tambah and then you can proceed. And then you can, after that you can change the, and then you, this one, for example, I choose Scopus, right? And then types of publication is journal. Okay. For publication, for those who are published in Web of Science, Scopus, MySite, and ERA, definitely yang diterima untuk index publication di UiTM. I'm not sure with other publication di sistem di universiti lain. It might be different, right? We only recognize yang journal, proceeding, research book, and chapters in research book only. Okay, other than that, kita tak terima. Alright, so I hope that this one is very clear. Alright, so you just check, for example, okay, just now I mentioned to you, for those who are come across the similarities and then you don't know what to do, it is actually it's not the same with that publication that already been registered in Prime. So you just need to change the article name here. Alright, you can change the article name here. And then it will allow you to register your publication. Alright, sometimes the name is similar, words by words, right? Right, this is the way on how to, some sort like, because the system to check simultaneously, they won't allow, right? Alright, so and then you just, journal name, just fill up, alright? So, what happened? Okay, I will do one searching for you, alright? Okay, where to access to Web of Science Scopus. All right, this is very, very important. Maybe some of you already know how to access to these two database, and believe me, as I mentioned earlier, we have 8,000, more than 8,000, right? Researcher from all over UiTM. Not all of them know how to access to Scopus and Web of Science. All right, believe me. All right, so it's very, very easy. It must go through UiTM library. Sometimes you tend to just type Scopus and then you go to Scopus. You cannot do that. Please don't do this. All right, this is not the correct platform. All right, this is not the correct platform. You need to go to library, UiTM library. Then only you can access to all Scopus. Actually, Scopus, we did not subscribe the Scopus. KPT subscribe untuklah secara konsortium untuk seluruh universiti di Malaysia. Alright, so we get it for free. But we subscribe for Web of Science. Web of Science kita beli. Alright, UiTM beli. Alright, so please don't go straight to Web of Science. Don't go straight to Scopus page. All right, you must go through UiTM library. So it's very, 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 very simple. Very simple. Type library.uitm.my or you can click login. Okay, bila you click login, dia akan keluar macam ni lah. So I just make it. Okay, alright. Sign in with the Google. Alright, when you click, dia akan direct. You choose UiTM lah. Alright, so it will lead you to this page. This page. Right, so you have your face and you have your picture here. All right, so you can click this one, easy access. All right, it's the same thing if you type easy access library dekat sini. You boleh juga type easy access library. Easy access UiTM boleh juga type dekat sini. It's just that dia akan minta you ID and password macam tadi lah. So the password you yang tahu because it's a password of your UiTM Gmail account. Okay? So nanti you cakap, "Puan Ayu apa password dia?" No, I don't know. I do not know your password. Okay? So you need to remember your password, right? So when you come across with this page, all right? So we have online database, we have ebook, open access, and so many more. All right, you click online database, and then it will lead you to this page. All right, so all our databases are sort according to alphabetical. So if you want to access to Scopus, you click S. All right, so you see, scroll down a bit, and then you see Scopus. All right, if you want to access for Web of Science, you click under W, and you click this one lah, Web of Science. All right. Okay, and then we have also J. Under J, we have Journal Citation Report. This is where you can check the quartile. All right, there's two alternative that you can check to your quartile. Quartile only. Quartile also is very, very important. I just want to make sure everybody clear about quartile. Okay. For those who want claim their quartile in when you register your publication, you have to make sure that quartile is for those who are published in WOS only. We don't recognize quartile Shimago for Scopus. When you publish in Scopus, there is no quartile. Okay, so for Prime kita dah upgrade, kita dah bagi sistem lebih sistematic. Okay, kita akan contohnya, for example here. Scopus, when it comes to Scopus, you see, there is no section for you to include the quartile. And then when you change this one to Web of Science, see, there's a section here that allow you to claim your quartile. Kalau ada quartile lah, alright. So sometimes ada juga jurnal di dalam WOS yang tak ada quartile. Tapi for those who are ada quartile, you can claim 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So I will show you on how to seek for your quartile. All right. So for example here in WOS, this is the main page for WOS. Very, very straightforward. You can directly type your article here. You copy paste your title here, and then you click for search. And then, or else you can go by researcher if you want to go by your name. All right. You put your name. All right, and then you can click. Okay, let me do. I will use Dr. Ali as our example. All right. So you want to search for your name. All right. You want to look for all your publication that already published and indexed in Web of Science. You can try to search by document, or you can try to search by name. Okay, this is very, very important. How to make sure that this is you, right? So for example, here we come across with these three quite similar name, Jalwat, Ali, H. So how to which one to choose? All right. So as you can see here, these two names with no green button here, right? So this one is already claimed. This name, this ID is already claimed by Dr. Jawad Ishali ni lah. Alright, so Dr. Jawad Ishali ni dia dah claim. So dia dah claim all the publications di bawah ni ada di bawah Web of Science lah. So this is not him. Alright, so kalau tengok sini pun affiliation dia berlainan. Alright, it's a different affiliation. It's a different Jawad affiliation lah. Alright, so for example, after you recognize your profile dalam WOS, you can click your name. All right. So if you don't claim your record yet, please do so. All right. So I encourage all the researcher, you better check your profile, your ID in Web of Science and Scopus and claim your record. You have to make sure that all your publication in that particular databases, you ada claim lah. And then as you can see here, definitely you perlu register to get Web of Science Researcher ID. And then if you click, it will lead you to Publon's account. And then Publon's accounts also, we encourage everybody to create an account. What's the importance of having an profile account? Tadi I bagi tahu kan, and as I mentioned earlier, yang kita encourage to have a Google profile, Google Scholar profile, so to attract every body to view your publication. So you can attract potential collaborators, you can attract potential authors that want to cite your publication. So it's just not that you are just you and yourself in your publication dalam tu, and then you tak advertise and then how to get cited, right? So we want to make sure that you get cited as many as possible. So you need to have this kind of stuff, right? So from here, all right, whether you can use your name or your title lah, right? So for example here, okay, I just click one of Dr. Ali's publications here. All right, so in Prime, okay, you can copy paste all the data dalam ni. All right, so row, the rows is very important. Okay, so maybe this one tak ada dalam sistem Prisma dulu, but ada dalam sistem Prime. Okay, from here you already choose your index type, the category, all right, the journal name, the article name, the row. The row is very important. All right, if you're first author, you can just claim first author. All right, what is UITM first author? All right, for example, you did a publication with 6 people. All right, the 6 people including the first author, it is not you, it is your friend from UKM, for example, and then the second one is you, and the third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth is other external author from different organization, from in different universities, for example. So how you want to claim the author level here, right? So as I mentioned earlier, the first one is UKM. All right, the second one is you. So you can claim as you as a UITM first author because you are the first author for UITM. All right, that one you can claim as UITM first author. All right. So, and then we have also corresponding author. All right, I know that some of you are corresponding author. All right, and then we have co-authors, and then we have translator. I received so many translators works when I checked last year lah, ada banyak translator punya work. Especially di Akademi Pengajian Bahasa, and then di FSSR kita ada banyak translation works dan sebagainya lah, music dan sebagainya. So if you one of the translator, you can provide us with the correct evidence. We can verify that publication is you as a translator and editor. Editor basically one for books lah, alright. So if you are involved, if you are just involved in the jawatan kuasa, I believe that sometimes you produce some publication or reports, and then it's just for jawatan kuasa tidak boleh didaftarkan dalam sistem, right? Alright, so I believe that you understand that part already, because all the jawatan kuasa you dilantik sebagai itu, dilantik sebagai ini, you selain daripada author ataupun editor lah, right? If you just one of the committee, you boleh claim that directly to my ATP di bawah sumbangan lah, tidak boleh didaftarkan dalam sistem, right? So I hope that very clear. So nanti bila you nak isi my ATP bulan 11, bulan 10 nanti you dah clear, alright? So sometimes because we receive so many registration from the jawatan kuasa, that's why we try to explain to all researcher, you need to separate these two things, all right? So when it comes to jawatan kuasa, you directly claim under sumbangan, all right? Okay, all right. So if you have a volume and issue, okay, as you can see here, the button here, this one is maksudnya it's a compulsory. You must input all the metadata. Kalau yang ini macam volume and issue tak ada, is okay lah, tak apa. You tak masukkan pun tak apa. ISBN number is very important. Alright, so any registration number, please include all your registration number. Alright, so all the publication actually we can say that all publication memang logically memang perlu ada ISBN, ISSN or any registration number. Alright, so kalau you tengok dekat sini, any registration number ni adalah medan wajib lah, field yang wajib. You need to fill up, right? page number, all right, dates of publication. Okay, dates of publication is also one of the important things here, all right? So when it comes to, as I mentioned earlier, this Prime adalah repository. So many ada banyak lagi sistem-sistem lain UiTM yang akan integrate and then or get all the data from the Prime. So we have to make sure that dates of publication is you boleh buktikan through your attachment. Alright, coordinator akan follow attachment. Attachment say 1st April 2022, meaning you daftar as 1st April. Although you daftar lewat. Sometimes bulan contohnya Julai baru you nak daftar, but the dates of publication akan follow the your documents. Alright, and then please submit document yang betul lah. Alright, so kalau in Scopus and Work of Science, kita akan follow, right? For example here, okay, January 2022, and then we have also, alright, okay, in Scopus, for example, I just said, okay, Scopus also same, right? So if you want to search for your publication, you just type your publication to get the URL, alright? So for example, I just click this article, alright? I just want to show you where to get the dates of publications. All right, so as you can see here, February 2023. All right, this one belum lagi ni dah dapat ni kan, dah di assign volume and issue, right? So February 2023 baru dia punya dates of publication. There's certain things yang akan jadi macam ni lah. Alright, so I can beri example yang lain lah. So I can beri example 2021 lah, ambil 2021 lah so that you can see. Alright. Right, for example here. All right, so here, for those who are published in WOS and Web of Science, definitely kita akan follow the dates from this corpus. All right, sometimes I believe that many researcher yang akan bagi kita acceptance dates ataupun acceptance letter, sometimes researcher akan bagi tahu yang my publication is not appear in Scopus that, but I already received the acceptance letter. All right, we cannot accept your acceptance letter because of we have to make sure that it is appear in Scopus, then only we can verify your publication. I am so sorry, we cannot accept the acceptance letter. All right, so or acceptance emails by the publisher, or the acceptance usually by the publisher lah. All right, so we have to make sure that but if you find that your publication tu dah lama sangat, I know that sometimes there are the embargo periods and everything, so you have to make sure bila you need to check regularly with your publisher. Sometimes jikanya ia lama sangat kan, dah 6 bulan tak ada, you try to contact to your publisher and try to, and then the publisher akan contact with the Elsevier lah to check why is it your publication is not appear in Scopus yet. Right, sometimes it takes time. I diberitahu oleh PIC Scopus di mana it takes time for them to assign for your volume and issue. Sometimes itu menyebabkan lama kan, they receive like 1,000 million paper, right? So they also need time to to process and everything. Itu yang saya dapat daripada PIC Scopus lah. Especially during pandemic yang the first phase hari tu, diorang pun ada lambakan yang diorang terpaksa like ada kekangan kat situ lah. Alright, so I hope that sekarang dah tak ada dah lah. Alright, should be okay lah. Alright, so from here the publication location. Alright, publication location also very important. Kalau UiTM Arau Perlis, you can click UiTM Arau Perlis. Right, so we know the locations lah. Right, the media format and the publisher, whether it's refereed or not. Alright, the types of journal. We accept two types of format here, which is full paper and extract MD. Alright, so we accept these two paper. Alright, And then we have publication level. Okay, when it comes to publication level, also we receive so many questions from the researcher actually. Whether, Puan Ayu, this one is national level or international level. Or we have also, basically, kalau for those who are published in index publication, index platform, dia akan ada dua saja, which is national or international level. Alright, kalau journal tu international, you can choose international. Alright, so kalau you in other publication akan ada lain. In other publication dah ada lagi national, university level, and then we have ada lagi faculty level. Alright, so you lepas ni written. Alright. Alright, and then disebabkan I choose just now Web of Science, and dia akan ada kuartal lah. So kuartal is very easy, you click saja. Whether you can go by JCR, just now I mentioned to you. Alright, so you can click JCR, you can check. Alright, I always encourage researcher to check the journal citation report before you submit to any publisher that you want to choose lah. Alright, so just to check the profile of that particular orang kata dia punya dia punya ni lah adakah ia very reliable untuk you publish. That's why like all the researcher pada postgraduate student pun saya encourage untuk check whether this journal ni memang boleh kita publish atau tak. Alright, so you can check here or you can directly click to that particular journal. Alright, so you click particular journal and then you can see lah. Right, in engineering kategori, kalau engineering ada Q3. So kalau in polymer science adalah Q2. Okay? Alright, so selalunya kita akan ambil kuartal yang tertinggi lah. Alright. So, and then one more thing before I forgot lah. Alright, so kalau dalam di Prisma dulu, you ingat tak? In Prisma before, you can claim this paper is indexed in Scopus. This paper is already indexed in WAS. This paper is already indexed in Masa, and also this paper is already indexed in ERA, for example. But for Prime, you want to simplify this section and process, you just choose the highest one, right? The highest one. Usually the highest one with quartal. All right. So for example, you choose the one. Okay, register this one publication. Register for WAS, for example, with the quartal. Okay, so maksudnya you tak register as in Scopus, ERA ataupun my site. Okay, choose the highest one. If you not very sure, you can always ask the coordinator to help you to get the information, more information about that publication. We try our best to assist you, to guide you in terms of identify the the sources, the journal and everything, right? So the DOI is not compulsory, but usually we do have DOIs, right? Usually we have DOI. For example here, all right. Sometimes I receive juga a few example daripada publication yang didaftarkan oleh researcher di mana sometimes they use DOI as the URL. DOI is not the same with URL. Okay, it's not the same. All right. Something that related to identifier, and URL is something different. You need to provide us the correct URL, and also you need to provide us the correct DOIs. Kalau ada lah, kalau tak ada tak apa. It is not compulsory, but for URL is compulsory. So although I believe that pensyarah di UiTM Perlis tak menghadapi masalah in terms of choosing the choosing the correct URL, but believe me, memang ada lagi yang salah. Alright, so sometimes you tend seem a bit confused on what URL that we're supposed to register. Alright, because we regularly receive these three types of URL. Whether it's URL directly from that particular journal website, alright, we don't want that, alright. And then the URL that directly to the author's profile, we don't want that. Alright. So what we want is the correct URL that directly show the publication. As easy as that. Alright. So we want to make sure that everybody understand. You need to ada ni ke tadi? Azrina, ada apa ya?
Bukan ni, Dr. Niza ada tanya untuk UiTM first author, maksudnya author tunggal ke? Kalau ada 2 orang author daripada universiti yang sama, second author tu boleh claim as first author atau tidak?
Okay, kita akan follow dia punya sequence in that document. Alright. So kalau the second, for example, the second author is from UiTM, the third author also from UiTM. So the second author tu dia boleh claim as UiTM first author lah. And then the third one from UiTM dia akan falls under co-author lah. Okay, boleh? Alright, it's just that as I mentioned tadi, the first author tu je. The first author from UiTM boleh claim UiTM first author. Yang lain akan jadi co-authors lah. Okay. Itu saja ke question saya tak tengok lagi question. Maybe I will answer it later. After I finish. Okay.
Boleh Puan Ayu, boleh.
Alright.
Kami bantu di ruangan chat kalau kata ada yang...
Alright, okay, thank you Azrina. Azrina also try to assist me in terms of asking all your questions because she also one of the coordinator, right? Alright, and then okay, let's proceed. Alright, so as you can see here, you just copy paste the URL here. Alright. Usually kalau I tengok the URL with the easy access library, of course memang selalunya betul lah. Tetapi sometimes kita rasa macam okay dah betul when my coordinator ataupun saya click that particular URL, then kita faham it's not directly from that particular title. You bagi kita URL kepada jurnal. Alright, satu lagi yang favorite researcher akan masukkan adalah jurnal. Sorry. Contohlah saya bagi search lah something. Alright, so saya mention tadi, I hope that nanti Cik Azrina takkan jumpa dah, okay? Takkan jumpa URL directly from journal. Kalau index, this one I'm talking about index, okay? I'm talking about index publications only. Alright, we are not in other publications that yet. Alright, so sometimes you akan bagi journal link directly kepada journal. Bila you kepada journal and then you kata alright, that's an enough URL untuk you register. Tapi tak boleh lah. Alright, so kita tak nak macam page macam ni. So we want something that referring to that particular title. So this year kita sama-sama ya, together. Alright, so if you already publish in Web of Science and Scopus, you provide us with URL directly to that particular article. Kalau tak ada lagi, mungkin you can directly email, okay, you can contact your publisher, then publisher akan deal with Elsevier lah ataupun Clarivate. Okay. So as you can see here, alright, and then everything you are already masuk and then you click save lah. Okay, and after you click save, for example, okay, so what happened here? Alright, see, this is something that we improvise in Prime actually, alright. So di mana jika tuan-puan semua tidak mematuhi syarat-syarat di dalam proses untuk pendaftaran. For example, if you find yang this is a compulsory sections that you need to fill up, you cannot proceed your registrations. You cannot proceed your registration. So dia akan merah-merahkan, as you can see in red color. So you need to fill up all the metadata in the red color section first, then only you can click save. Alright, so you click save. Alright, for example here, I just select the dates. Right. And then the title, alright, journal name, for example, Lancet, contoh lah ya. Alright, this is an example. Alright, so do you know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 9? The last 3 years, I came across with this ISBN. Alright, believe me, because maybe she or he did not know what to fill up in ISBN or ISBN, and this is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so maybe dia ingat macam boleh lepas kan, tapi when kita this is not an ISBN number, okay? Alright, so that's why I bagi tahu you ni kan, sebab I teringat I received this ISBN number before, alright? And then, okay, fill up lagi the dates of publications, the media format, okay, types of publication, type of journal, referee, alright, ranking 1, for example, right? So the URL, for example, okay, URL, I just masukkan contohlah, okay, library, for example, okay. Okay, I click save. Okay, that's the first sections that you need to fill up. And then after you save the first sections, they akan appear. This is index publications is already created. All right, but it's not you are not there yet. All right, so you click OK, and then you proceed to the second sections. We to assign author. This is a very, very crucial part. All right, so I hope that you understand only one of the author can register. So you just mention all the author's name, and then when the second, third author buka dia punya prime, then you can see. Sebab dia dah mention your name, right? So this is very, very important. Okay, for those who are doing any paper, any publication with external author, okay, people outside your ITM, you do it with your students, your PhD students, your master students, all right, with your research officer and everything. So you need to include each and everybody that involved in that particular publications. Sometimes ada yang lecturer yang ada cakap, this one is my friend for UKM, I tak perlu masukkan dia pun, it's just myself, okay, I masuk, this is UITM publication kan? No, you need to mention her also. Alright, so what to do, okay, what kata apa ni, saya tunjukkan kat sini. So add author, right, the first thing that you need to add author, okay, you need to identify the category of that particular author. Alright, whether it's they are UITM staff. Okay, when it comes to UITM side, you do it with your friend in the faculty, whether you can use the name or you can use the staff ID. I encourage you to use the staff ID. So you need to identify their staff ID, for example here, all right. And then for example, and then click search, all right, and then click search. All right, see? And then my name is already there, okay? Your friend's name will be in the list lah. Alright, so how to assign? And then you need to assign author level. You click assign author level, whether it is the first author. Of course lah, ada first author sebab nama I seorang saja kan. So nanti bila you dah add your friends during your registration, you need to assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, in Prisma, I believe that ramai researcher yang mungkin terlupa ataupun you tak tahu yang ada part untuk you assign the author level tu. Alright, so kita akan follow. Bila coordinator semak, my coordinator will check the sequence of that particular author mengikut you punya document. Alright, dalam dokumen yang you sertakan dalam evidence in your attachment, kita akan say, okay, Ali is the first one, the second one is Abu, the third one is Aminah, alright? So you cannot just assign like everybody is the first author, alright? So everybody need to have their own sequence, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, right? Alright? So the first, and then it's just that you need to assign everybody lah in that particular publication. Sorry. Alright, external author. If you do it in other author in UK, in US, in UKM, alright, so just enter their names or their email. Alright, and then you just add them to your author. So we just want to everybody to get involved. Alright, so after everybody get involved, alright, so you can click update lah. Click update, and then we go to attachment. Okay, the first section is publication details. Publication detail divided into 2 section. Yes, Azrina.
Puan Ayu,
Yeah.
yang berkenaan dengan author tu, Puan Ayu boleh terangkan lebih detail tak mengenai type of author tu? Mungkin ada yang confused pasal first author, correspondent author, and then kira assign type of author tu lah. Mungkin Puan Ayu boleh terang detail sikit macam mana researcher nak letakkan, nak assign the rules tu.
Okay, yang tadi tu alright, okay,
Ya.
Okay, saya buat new publication lah. Okay. As I mentioned tadi, UiTM first author, just nak terangkan saja Azrina, ke ada soalan mengenai yang spesifik sedikit mengenai role ni? Terus nak saya terangkan semua.
Maybe boleh terangkan semua ke? Sebab ada yang tanya ni about first author or correspondent author.
Okay.
Mungkin dia tak jelas macam mana kita nak assign siapa correspondent, siapa co-author, siapa first author macam tu.
Alright, so kalau macam okay, for example, one particular document, for example ialah kalau saya tengok dekat sini, alright, for example here. Alright, okay, tengok daripada screen saya sekarang kan. Alright, so usually, okay, the first author, ini ada ramai author lah, as you can see here, right? So from different, kalau you tengok sini dia ada information, dia ada from different department pun ada. Kalau you tengok dekat sini kan, ada Sichuan, ini semua pada Sichuan University. Okay, ni ada juga daripada yang lain lah. Alright, so if you are from the same university, alright, so you and your friend ada 5 orang, itu very straightforward lah. Itu very straightforward, UiTM first author. Okay, betul kan apa ni Dr. Saiful kan? Contohnya ada 5 orang. 5 orang, Dr. Saiful ada? Dr. Saiful? Oh, tak ada Tak ada Azrina Dr. Saiful?
Dr. Saiful tak ada.
Oh, tadi saya nampak je ada. Alright, so tak apa, saya kalau apa-apa nanti saya akan minta second opinion daripada RMC, okay? Alright, so kalau contoh the first, that one publication, ada 5 author, you and your friends for UiTM, there is no problem. So kita akan ikut sequence lah. The first author, second author, the third author, the fourth author and the fifth author lah. So tak ada masalah. So one akan jadi first author, yang lain akan jadi co-authors. Alright. So kalau you buat publication 5 orang, one publication with 5 orang author yang terlibat, tetapi you adalah author yang keempat. For example, you ikut sequence, you adalah yang keempat, but you are the first UiTM author. This one, the three first author is from other university, for example, for other organization, but you are the first author for UiTM, yes, you can use UiTM first author. Okay, so I hope that one very clear lah untuk pasal first author. Okay, UiTM first author. Kalau corresponding author, alright, so kalau nak bagi contoh corresponding author, ada tak? Sekejap. Usually kalau corresponding author dia akan ada dekat dalam Web of Science, dia akan mention lah. Dia akan mention correspondent. Dia akan ada star, tak salah saya. Betul ke? Siapa pernah menjadi correspondent author? Mungkin ada researcher yang boleh share dengan saya yang pernah menjadi.
Assalamualaikum.
Ya, Waalaikumsalam. Yes, Dr.
Saya yang bertanya soalan ni. Soalan saya berkaitan co-first author. Maksudnya setengah publication tu dia ada dua first author ataupun dia ada dua correspondence. Tu macam mana tu?
Okey, usah ada dua correspondent, dia akan ada dua co-authors. Betul?
Co-first author. First author dia ada dua. Maksud dia dua orang ni contribute sama banyak. So bila submit ke journal, dia akan letak first author ada dua orang.
First author dua orang. So, tapi nama siapa yang disebut dulu?
Oh, dia ikut macam tu lah. Dia tak kira contribution lah.
Sebab kita akan follow the documents. Kalau macam dalam Web of Science kan, doktor kan?
Okay.
Dia akan mention siapa dulu. That's why kita akan accept tu sebagai first author lah. Okay, kalau macam contohnya, maybe kalau macam dia berdua ni kan, so dia akan mention Wang dahulu, so kita akan accept as Wang dahululah sebagai first author. And then seorang lagi, maksud doktor macam ni, adakah kedua-duanya akan dikira sebagai dekat author level tu sebagai satu dan satu, macam tu?
Ya. Boleh tak?
Okay. Alright. I think I need to verify dengan, I need to clarification daripada RMC dulu berkenaan dengan ni. Yang kata kalau dua-duanya dia punya weightage dia sama, betul tak doktor?
Ya, betul.
Bila weightage yang sama tu, you nak claim as satu dan satu lah. Alright.
Sama juga dengan correspondent, Puan. Macam kalau ada dua correspondent boleh tak claim dua orang?
Okay, boleh claim dua orang. Sebab usually selalunya kita akan accept the first one, ikut assign tu memang kita ikut documents. Nama siapa yang di-mention dahulu di dalam document. Then the second one will be the second one lah. Alright, so the second name will be the second author, the second co-author. Alright.
Tapi dalam dokumen pun kadang-kadang dia letak bintang. Kalau first author dia letak dua bintang. Kalau co-correspondent dia letak dua simbol something lah, saya tak sure lah simbol
apa. Ada kan? Dia sebab tu saya cakap tadi ada bintang juga. Corresponding pun dia ada bintang kan? Alright. So maybe this one I clarify dulu dengan RMC whether macam mana kita nak accept yang author level ni, doktor, boleh?
Okay, baik. Terima kasih.
Saya akan share juga dengan koordinator saya, Azrina, macam mana decision on correspondent dengan yang co-authors ni. Okay? Sebab usually kita just tengok the first author and siapa di-mention dalam dokumen, itu kita akan kira sebagai first author lah. Okay? Alright, ada lagi soalan lagi ke Azrina? Ada tak?
So far yang tu sahajalah berkenaan dengan author tu. Cuma yang correspondent author tadi nak tambah sikit lah untuk jurnal intelek memang dia ada star untuk correspondent author tu.
Ada
kita
star.
boleh tengok.
Betul.
Boleh, macam koordinator kita akan check dari situlah daripada PDF tu.
Yes, betul. Sebab itulah as coordinator macam saya cakap tadi, Azrina dia akan tengok dia punya kalau dia ada star, mention dekat nama author berkenaan dan we consider as he is or she is a corresponding author lah. Okay. So, let me proceed. Okay, selepas kita tadi mana saya punya publication saya dah buat tadi lah. Ya, saya tengok publication saya. Tadi kita berhenti dekat mana ya tadi?
Attachment.
Alright. Okay, sorry. Attachment, alright. So after you fill up all the publication detail, the first part is semua detail and then the second part is to assign author level, alright. Definitely selepas dah semua dah okay, then boleh when you click save, dia akan allow you to proceed to the next section which is attachment. Attachment also, I don't have any problems in terms of index databases. It's just that when it comes to other publications, you need to provide us more evidence, alright? Because sometimes other publication tak ada ISBN or any registration number, and then dia tak ada like full paper macam for those who are publish in journal and proceedings paper dan sebagainya. But as you can see here, kita dah tambah baik. Kalau you nampak the interface, the requirement quite different with Prisma lah. Okay, so as you can see here, attachment for publication is required. You must attach your document. So what types of document that you need to upload? All right. So the first one is, all right, for those who are published in journals, it's very straightforward. You just upload the document, right? But please, for those who are published in journals, proceeding paper, please attach the what we call yang full version of your paper yang that already been published. Alright, because sometimes me and coordinator lain akan receive like ada yang types of manuscript yang ada scratch, ada merah-merah lagi. It's not a full document yet. Dia hanya manuscript, and then sometimes when we return the for correction, we return the publication, and then researcher akan tanya, I don't have the full article of that particular title because of I have to pay to get the full text and everything, right? So at least you give us some yang tak ada ni lah, yang tak ada garis-garis merah kan, yang is actually di peringkat writing lagi sebenarnya. So we cannot accept that kind of evidence. At least you give us something yang you dah get acceptance punya documents ke, right? So sometimes kita, when it comes to kita receive document macam tu, because of di dalam sistem Prime, kita akan melalui banyak proses, melibatkan proses penarafan, and then kita banyak di audit, alright, especially audit MARA. Of course, dia akan tengok all the sample attachment. And when it comes to sample attachment, nanti bila dia keluar pelbagai attachment, nanti dia akan query lah, why is it this author, this researcher, kita verify dia punya publication walaupun attachmentnya tidak memenuhi kriteria sebagai full version of document lah. Alright, so you just can, this one you can drag and drop saja. You can drag and drop your publication here. Alright, kalau siapa ada buku, you can drop your front cover. Alright, for those who are editor buku, you write a book or anything, please provide us with the front cover with your name. Alright, sometimes we don't have that kind of evidence, then we tend to RFC stands for written for correction. Your publication, because we want that evidence to be uploaded. Alright, so and others also, alright. And then, okay, we still maintain the size of document that you can upload is 8 MB. But if your your document is more than 8 MB, you can compress. Ada banyak, kalau you type dekat Google, ada banyak compress PDF kat sini. Right, so you can try to compress your document so it can be below than 8 MB. Okay. Alright, so this part dah habis. Alright, declaration. Okay, so declaration. Okay, this part also is very important. After you register the publication detail, you upload your attachments and everything, so you need to declare. Okay, sis, here also hereby declare all the information these applications are true. Right, so you have to make sure that you click, you tick, and then you click submit. So what happened if you don't submit? Okay, maybe you kata, alamak, ada a few metadata yang kurang lagi, so dia akan register as draft first. So dia akan ada dalam draft. Dalam you punya my publication kat sini, dia akan ada dalam draft lah. So still in draft, sampai lah you submit, sampai the first one you declare and then you submit for validation. And then you click submit. Alright, so kalau you click submit, right, so okay. Macam tadi saya tak masukkan paper, betul tak? Alright, so when I tak memenuhi kriteria attachment tadi tu, dia akan please upload required attachment. Alright, so this is something that I want in prime because of kita perlukan banyak field yang ada requirement and then you cannot proceed and everything, because when it comes to some things that is compulsory for you to fill up, compulsory you to provide to us, you need to write to us. Alright, so for example here you click OK and they try. Okay, you can whatever lah, you can for example here, tak ada lah dekat desktop saya, tak ada apa-apa. Alright, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so I just want to show you. Okay, I just want to show you. Alright. Bila you dah submit your publication, dia punya screen dia macam mana yang coordinator nampak. Alright. So wait Azrina, ada question ke? Lagi yang perlu saya jawab ke? Or you are not very sure? Ada tak?
Setakat ni belum ada lagi.
Belum ada lagi. Okay, alright. Tak apa. So I macam dah nampak this one is question or
Puan Ayu dah ada satu tadi, Azrina dia ada hal sikit. Suruh saya jawab ni lah, tanyakan boleh ya?
Boleh.
Okey, ini daripada Dr. Saifuddin. Selalunya selepas paper kita accepted, paper akan dalam in-press.
Okay.
So corrected proof dah online, dah ada DOI, kira dah boleh download lah. Persoalannya boleh tak kita update dalam sistem Prime? Dia belum final version lagi tapi dah ada volume, dah ada dekat dalam sistem Web of Science tu dah ada, dalam WX dah ada, cuma in-press sahaja.
Okay, for those yang saya perasan dalam Web of Science, dalam Scopus memang akan ada yang artikel impress ni. So last year kita ada bertanya dengan RMC mengenai perkara ini, maksudnya still in impress. So we accept artikel impress sebagai publication di dalam yang you boleh register di dalam sistem Prime. Boleh, tak masalah. Okay. Selalunya artikel impress ni yang tadi yang macam like 2023 tadi, perasan tak yang kita jumpa tadi 2023? So we accept artikel impress in Prisma lah, sorry, in Prime.
Jadi kalau macam dia impress tapi 2023 akan publish, still diterima ya?
Yes, still diterima. Okay. Sebab itu yang saya dapat ni makluman daripada RMC lah, yang kita boleh terima artikel impress. Okay. Since dia dah ada, dia assign volume and issue, dia pun dah ada, and then it's already appear in Web of Science and Scopus. So it can be accepted, right? Okay. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so bila you submit your publication, so I just want to show you, alright? So when you submit a publication in System Prime, you perasan tak? You boleh tengok dia punya reference number, the dates of registration, alright? And then dates of publication. Okay, dates of publication, dates of submission, and then dia akan ada dates. Dia akan ada ada title, journal, scopus, nama semua, and then pending for verification. Alright, pending for verifications. Alright. So, selalu mesti ada orang tanya, Puan Ayu, apa pasal? Kenapa ada 2013 kat situ tu? Ini dah 2012 dia daftar, kenapa ada 2013 yang masih ada dalam untuk semakkan koordinator? Mesti ada yang pelik. Mesti saya cakap, koordinator tak semak ke masa 2013 tu? Mesti ada orang tanya macam ni. So, for your information, bila kita masa tahun 2 tahun lepas lah, actually 2 tahun lepas ke tahun lepas, alright. So masa tu kita diarahkan untuk apa ni, validate all your publications yang tahun 2013 ke atas sahaja, alright. So and then bila 2013 ke atas, so kita memang akan receive Di dalam list pending coordinator akan ada 2013 sajalah, 2013 ke atas saja. So yang lama-lama memang kita tak ada. But since now we want to make sure that every single paper akan perlu kata menjalani proses verifikasi, and then sekarang di dalam sistem prime dia akan masuk semua yang lama-lama balik. Alright, so you don't have to worry. We try our best to validate as soon as possible. I believe that benda ni tak perlu bila untuk keperluan MyATP, tapi ianya perlu untuk you punya kenaikan pangkat, proses kenaikan pangkat, anugerah dan sebagainya. But you don't have to worry. We try to validate as soon as possible. Alright. So as you can see here, right. So kalau I tengok dekat sini, tengoklah dekat sini. Alright, for example here, okay, kita ada satu example yang kita terima. This one baru dah daripada pensyarah. So dia tengok ni, dia dah fill up. Alright. So bila you click your publications, you akan nampak this one. Akan nampak Muhammad Azim, also one of my coordinator di UITM Perak, UITM Iskandar. He is one of my coordinator lah. So he is the person who responsible to verify all UITM Perak's publications, alright, yang dah register dan sistem prime. So dia akan go through each and every single ni, this one. This is one of the good example, alright. Dia in ERA, okay, ERA tak perlu provide any link, right? Web of Science, my site, Scopus, you need to provide directly to that particular article. But for ERA, for those who are published in ERA, tak perlu. Okay, ERA senang saja. You type ERA UITM, dia akan go, will lead you to this page. Siapa yang publish di dalam jurnal-jurnal yang diindeks di dalam ERA, listed in ERA. So it's very, very, very simple. You just type your journal's title or you type your journal ISSN. So, but I encourage you to use journal ISSN because of definitely we will be referring to that particular journal. Alright, because sometimes the name is slightly different because of the use of the and, the and everything. Alright, so you just find the ISSN. For example here, okay, and I click search, there. This is, my coordinator will verify your publication by checking all of these metadata. Alright, so kalau tengok betul, see? Kalau tengok this one, okay. Kita nak tengok betul ke tak journal dah listed. Alright, okay, betul. Alright, so kalau tengok ERA year 2018, we still use list of 2018 because of ERA akan keluar dengan list yang baru on tak salah saya 2023. Tak salah saya. Alright, 2023 nanti kita akan update lah. Jika ada list yang baru kita akan update. Right, page ni memang owned by, kita ambil daripada ERA and then kita letak, kita pump masuk dalam kita punya website and then kita you all boleh check lah. Alright, so dia tak perlukan ni ISSN. Saya tu copy paste tadi dia punya ni. Alright, okay. So ERA tak perlu ada pun tak apa. Alright, so nampak ERA dia tak perlu, it's not compulsory. Alright, so you can ni lah check the author level, dimasukkan author level betul ke tidak. Alright, and then you proceed to attachment. Okay, you see attachment. Okay, kita klik attachment and then koordinator saya akan semak satu persatu. Alright, dia punya ni betul ke tidak. Alright, then only kita akan tengok dia dah declare and then go to verification. So for example here, alright, so ni cakap this one is the yellow section is for log. Dari sini yang you boleh tengok perjalanan proses penerbitan berkenaan. So di samping itu juga kita akan nampak verification by siapa. You know who verify your publication. Alright, for example here, there's a 3 status yang will be given by my coordinator, which is written for correction, which is yang need to do corrections, and then the verified meaning success, all right, no problem, successful, all right. Not verified is something that we don't want to give to all the researcher actually, because it's not verified, meaning kita akan verify, not verified, for example, sorry, when I choose not verified, and then kita akan bagi tahu remarks, alright, why we cannot verify this publication, alright. Usually this publication, it is not tidak dapat membuktikan kita ianya adalah publication. Okay, one of the reason lagi disebabkan publication ini tidak sesuai didaftarkan dalam sistem Prime. So saya ada cakap, Puan Ayu, apa publication yang tak sesuai? Okay, what do you mean by it is not suitable for us to register? Can we know what types of publication is that, alright? So untuk pengetahuan tuan-puan semua, okay, sistem Prime adalah sistem publication university. When you talk about university, meaning all your publication, all your work, okay, mestilah contribute kepada ataupun memberi impact kepada you as a lecturer, as a researcher, and also beri impact kepada faculty, beri impact kepada UITM, alright? And then seterusnya impact kepada world dan sebagainya lah. But when we receive something that is not memberi impact kepada university, that's why ataupun kita find out that ini tidak sesuai. Sometimes publication tu dia more to personal. For example, I'm not talking about your expertise. We recognize those expertise, alright, tak ada masalah. Tapi jikanya ia melebihi kepada macam hobby, you write about your hobbies and everything, and then sometimes you membuat publication yang I give example lah kan, alright. So yang kita jumpa lah a few years, something about hobby, something about yang isu yang tidak ada kena-mengena dengan faculty, okay, and then tak ada kena-mengena dengan bidang yang dia mengajar dan sebagainya, and then the types of publication tu sometimes dia a bit meragukan lah, macam contohnya it's just macam dia beri pendapat di YouTube saja, something like that. So we cannot accept that kind of publication, because I believe, alright, we do accept actually yang YouTube punya cerita kan, apa ni, kalau sekarang macam-macam platform TikTok dan sebagainya. So we need to be careful lah, especially when it comes to kata publication seperti itu. We believe that sometimes in creative work, for those in line in creative work, sometimes itu adalah platformnya kan, alright. You publish, sekarang kita ada YouTube channel, and then kita ada, sometimes we've been interviewed in YouTube, right? So you have to make sure yang apa yang you sampaikan tu adalah you are talking about your expertise, alright. Your expertise is not just you punya pendapat ke, ataupun it's not you punya, itulah something that you like. Kadang-kadang kan orang di interview dan sebagainya, sebab ada contoh researcher yang di-upload, dia di-interview di YouTube because of dia memberikan pendapat kepada perkara selain daripada bidang yang dia expert. Alright, it's just macam leisure macam tu lah kan, pendapat macam tu. So we cannot accept that. Alright, so that's why I just give an example of something that you cannot register in Prime. So you need to, sebelum to register, pastikan ia memberi impact kepada you, impact kepada kerjaya you, so that you boleh, benda tu boleh tarik dalam ATP dan sebagainya untuk kenaikan pangkat dan sebagainya. Yes, Azrina.
Okay, Puan Ayu, saya nak tanya, ni saya ada jumpa lah tahun lepas, kalau kata macam dia collaborate, dia invention punya program lah, dia mungkin dia collaborate dengan anak dia yang sekolah menengah atau sekolah rendah, and then dia, kalau dia guna afiliasi UiTM ataupun kalau dia tak guna pun dia register under exhibition, boleh atau tak untuk register dalam Prime?
Okay. macam saya cakap tadi, satu, you need to identify what types of publication yang you nak register. Definitely yang beri impact pada universiti, pada you, pada faculty. The second one yang kita akan, coordinator akan tengok adalah affiliation. Alright. Sometimes macam Cik Azrina cakap tadi kan, sometimes you do something, you collaborate with sekolah untuk menghasilkan textbook, for example. Alright. You menghasilkan textbook ataupun syllabus for that particular college, syllabus untuk sekolah dan sebagainya. Alright, so you have to make sure that ada affiliation UiTM lah. Alright, tapi jika ianya contribution you sebagai penulis dan tidak menggunakan affiliation UiTM, that's why definitely memang tak boleh lah. Alright, walaupun ianya something big, exhibitions ke apa ke, tapi when it comes to you want to register that one as your publication, you need to make sure you mention you as UiTM lah. Memang kena ada affiliation UiTM. Macam Cik Azrina sendiri, kalau you terima, you have to check di mana ada mention affiliation UiTM tu. Kalau tak ada, memang tak boleh terima. Okay?
Okay, terima kasih.
Alright, so any other questions?
Puan Ayu, ada satu soalan.
Okay.
Ni lanjutan daripada tadilah. Jika yang Impress WOS dan juga Scopus tu diterima walaupun belum diterbitkan lagi, bagaimana jika bahan yang bukan berindeks tapi akan datang baru diterbitkan? Bolehkah didaftarkan bagi tujuan tertentu, sebagai contoh tujuan claim?
Okay. Kalau macam other publication, we are talking just now about artikel Impress dalam index publications. Tapi kalau di dalam other publication yang tidak, saya faham sebab ada banyak claiming sekarang. Saya receive banyak publication yang memerlukan untuk you claim dan sebagainya. Tetapi yang kalau untuk other publication memang perlukan ni dululah, perlu publish dahulu. Perlu ada pembuktian publish dan only boleh claim lah. Sebab kita tak ada, macam tadi tiket Impress, it is already there. You can see. Tapi kalau macam ada publication, tapi kena tengok juga Hazlin. Right, so that's why I need to see the metadata first. I need to see the evidence. Then only I can kata boleh pertimbangkan untuk verification. Sebab sometimes different types of publication ni, and then that's why I cakap kena tengok dia punya kita tengok publication ni nanti macam mana. Okay? Tapi ada publication memang memerlukan juga pembuktian publication tu. Alright, it's just that in article Impress in index database is different. Okay?
Okay, baik, jelas. Terima kasih.
Ada soalan lagi? Daripada UiTM, alright, okay. From time to time, for those who have questions, definitely you can ask our. Yes, Dr. Tajul, yes. Dr. Tajul, yes. Can we hear your questions or your suggestions or your opinion?
Dr. Tajul tak dengar lah suara.
Cannot hear you, Dr. Tajul. Or you may type your question in the chat box if you have problems with your mic or something. Because we still cannot hear you. Okay, while waiting for Dr. Tajul to type his questions in the chat box, or he wants to ask questions. All right, okay, let me proceed with the just now verification. So just now I mentioned about written for corrections. When you receive written for correction, definitely together with the remarks. So this is the list of remarks yang akan diberikan kepada daripada coordinator to researcher. So ISBN is required. All author must be included. So this is the the comments, remarks that will be given to researcher. But also, sometimes my coordinator want to elaborate more on what types of information of what types of metadata that you need to fill up to make it clear and understand by researcher. Sometimes they tend to use others, and then they can type, please use, for example, what, right? And then you will receive that through your email, and you can see from the written publications. All right. So I hope that yes. Okay, Dr. Tajo. Okay, wait. Kita tengoklah Dr. Tajo punya. Alright. Okay, kalau paper saya publish pada bulan 1, 22, tapi ia adalah isu pada bulan 2, 2022. Soalan saya, boleh kita register dalam. Okay. Dr. Tajo, my first question is, adakah ianya index? Index in index platforms. That's my first question. Adakah publication, Doctor? Yes, it's Scopus. Right? So, kita akan follow dates di dalam Scopus. So, sekarang ni publish bulan 1, tapi ianya adalah isu pada bulan 5. Alright, so kita akan follow dates yang mention di dalam Scopus. Kalau macam Scopus kat sini lah. Mana Scopus saya? Okay, dalam Scopus dia akan mention. Kita akan follow dates tu. Alright. So sekarang doktor dah ada ke belum dalam Scopus? It's already appear in Scopus or not yet? This one dah assign dengan volume and issue, right? It's already appear or not? Oh, belum masuk ke Scopus. Alright. Alright. Okay, belum masuk ke Scopus, meaning it's not in Scopus, tak appear in Scopus. Available online, cuma masuk sebelum Scopus. Alright, so the first thing that you need to do is register as other publication first, Doctor. Alright, so register in other publication first because of maybe dia dah assign you to volume and issue, and then it will come up, dia akan ada pada bulan 5, betul tak? So it's just that we want an evidence, kita perlu ada evidence, but doktor perlu come up with URL in Scopus. That's why you need to wait, right? So for time being, you need to register as other publication first. Then only maybe bila dah ada appear in Scopus, you boleh update your publication as index publication in Scopus lah. Okay? Boleh, Doktor? Alright? Alright, okay. Right. So the case-nya sama juga. Sometimes ada setengah-setengah publisher, macam Scopus semua dah assign volume and issue for you. It's just that you perlu tunggu saja, so you have to wait. Okay? Alright, so let's proceed. Alright, cool. So after that, you akan terima verification lah daripada coordinator. Right, so all the index, alright, memang akan ada error lah untuk saya punya tadi. Right. So what time is now? What time? Oh, baru pukul 11.
Pukul 11 sejam lagi.
Okay. So, okay, saya rasa untuk part ni saya tunjukkan sedikit lagi sebelum saya ke part yang seterusnya. Okay. Boleh ke lagi sejam ni, everybody? Oh, we take 5 dulu, Azrina. Kita take 5 dulu?
Boleh Puan. Kita take 5 and then kita sambung pada 11.05 minit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So nanti minta semua untuk join balik pada 11.05 minit. Terima kasih semua.
Right. So I hope that you ask question. I need your questions and I need your suggestion so that we can improve Prime from time to time. Okay? Alright, so we rest for 5 minutes. Thank you.
Balik ke?
Boleh. Alright. So kita boleh mula semula ya. Sambung sedikit saja lagi. Tak adalah saya mengambil masa sampai 1 jam lagi. So maybe not more than half an hour. So tak adalah hari Jumaat kan? Alright. I believe that kita pun ada banyak urusan lain kan? Right? So kita pun nak buat puasa ni dan sebagainya. Alright. So I can show you the last sections that I want to include in my taklimat today, alright? Di mana kita akan tengok kepada metadata tadi tu, right? Right. So, right. So sekarang actually tadi I already show you on how to register your publication in Prime. And then how to choose whether your publication belongs to index publication or other publication. And then I'll already show you on how to see all your publication in my publication, and then how to identify when your publications is written by my coordinator. And then after you receive RSC, please do it as soon as possible, because I mentioned earlier the first part of my presentation just now. All right, we currently we hold like 1,000 receipts written for correction that is not being taken action by researcher yet. So that's why lah, I think it's something yang something merugikan lah. Alright, so you need to do the correction and then submit again for verifications. Then only kalau you submit, kalau you just diam saja written for correction tu, you don't take action, my coordinator pun cannot verify your publication. So rugi for you, rugi for your faculty, and rugi for UiTM. Alright, so because when it comes to Myra, semua publication pun dikira. Alright. Right, so and then also I already show you on the publication details, whatever details that you need to include in your metadata. I'm using the terms of metadata. I hope that you understand, alright? So all the details that you need to fill up, and then kita dah buat penambahbaikan di mana we make it simplify the process, and then kita ada part yang you compulsory, alright, you cannot proceed kalau you tak masukkan details tu. This kita make it compulsory, kita set di dalam sistem yang you cannot proceed because of, it's not that because we are so tedious ataupun we want to make problems and everything. It's just that we want to make sure that the metadata is correct. Alright, you provide us with the correct metadata, with the correct evidence, with the sufficient evidence, so that my coordinator will try our best to verify your publication. Coordinator sebenarnya is just not that kata tengok and then just verify, it's not that, alright. So kita go through in each and every metadata untuk pastikan ianya adalah betul. Then only and then we cross check everywhere. Actually, my coordinator akan cross check everywhere. Kita akan double check here and there. Then only we can verify your publication. Alright. Jika ia tidak memenuhi kriteria yang diperlukan, then only we return for correction and we ask you to do the correction and then submit again for validation. Alright. So, as you can see on my screen now, alright, so it's just that I want to go through, actually this is very, very important, the publication types, alright. So, publication types, I am not saying that we are very expert, as a librarian, we are very expert in terms of types of publication. I'm not saying that, right? We try our best to understand, because I am not researcher. I am not researcher. I believe that all my coordinators also not a true researcher. We do have, kita pun memang ada buat research, but we are not something that yang bukan kita lebih pakar daripada researcher yang ada lah. Alright, but we try our best to understand because we receive so many types of publication. That's why we need to understand. Kalau journal article tu, what is journal article? Alright, so as you can see on my screen now, journal article, alright, berindex, and then sekarang kita tak ada lah journal tidak berindeks kan, alright. So journal tidak berindeks, non-index tidak akan falls under other publications, alright. I think this is very clear. Journal article, proceeding paper, definitely perlu ada affiliation UiTM. So any publication yang you publish before you register, you kena pastikan your evidence, your document perlu ada affiliation UiTM. Alright. Kita memang menerima banyak registration daripada pensyarah yang mohon kita membuat verification ke atas publication beliau di organisation lain, alright, di universiti lain. For example, sekarang tahun 2022 you baru join UiTM. Before this you dekat USIM, you dekat UKM, you dekat UM, you dekat Taylor, alright. So for example, so all that publication with no UiTM's affiliation, you cannot register. You cannot register in Prime. Okay, disebabkan tiada affiliation. Okay, macam tapi dalam macam dulu in Prisma we still allow you to register your publication yang you publish with other affiliation, but still in Prisma also you cannot submit for verification. Dia akan ada dekat draft like forever macam tu lah. It's just that if you want to register, dia akan duduk dekat draft sahaja. Right? You cannot submit for verification. Alright, so you need to understand sistem Prime adalah sistem publication UiTM. So when it comes to you ada publication with UiTM, then only you can submit for verification. Alright. So kalau tengok kat sini, item wajib yang diperlukan as a publication evidence is a full published article. Alright, I received question from researcher. Sometimes they ask like, Puan Ayu, actually I cannot provide you with the full evidence. In fact, just now one of my coordinators contact me to ask about this. All right. So if you cannot provide us with full text document of your publication, sometimes macam I cakap tadi, you need to pay and everything, you cannot download. All right. So you just snap the front page of your document. Make sure it will show your name, your journal's name, the particular publication details about that particular documents. Then we can accept your evidence as full article. Okay, alright. Kita tak adalah rigid sangat sampai you need to provide us with the full document. It's just that I mentioned earlier, the first section tadi tu, maybe cakap, tadi Puan Ayu kata tak accept. I tak accept because of yang bagi kita manuscript tu. Manuscript with the corrections and everything. We cannot accept that. But this situation where it's require the author untuk pay when it comes to you want to download that publication, yes, we still can consider this as an evidence lah. Or else you can provide us with the link to that particular journal. Alright, kalau you nak more evidence lah, you want to add more evidence, you boleh sertakan juga URL kepada jurnal berkenaan so that we know that actually your article is there. It's just that you cannot download because of it required you to pay and everything. Okay. Alright, sorry.
Okay, tak. Terima kasih.
Alright, tadi saya mention, okay, saya ulang balik maybe sebab saya pause tadi, terpause. Alright, so saya ulang balik, URL mestilah tally dengan documents. all the informations in URL definitely kena tick dengan dokumen. Alright. Seterusnya, alright, the correct URL. Tadi the first sections I did show you on how to get the correct URL. Alright. Okay, this is example of two affiliation. Alright, for example here, kita tengok this one paper. Zati Akmal ni dia ada dua affiliation. Ada dua affiliation, so you have to ni lah, make sure that semasa you publish that publication, you berada di mana, right? So macam case ni, alright. So ini tak salah saya hari tu dia buat di UK. Tak salah saya lah. Ini example yang dia buat di UK tapi dia adalah pensyarah UiTM. So maksudnya you have to make sure it belongs to UiTM or it belongs to university yang you pergi dekat UK tu lah. So kat sini ada dua affiliation. Okay. Bukti pembuktian yang tidak lengkap. Alright. So as you can see here, sometimes pembuktian tidak lengkap tu, example macam ni lah. Alright. Dia bila tidak lengkap, we tidaklah not verified. Kita akan return for correction, kita akan minta dia tambah cover page. Kalau as you can see here, I cannot see the journals names, and then what else? I cannot see the dates of publications. I cannot see the ISBN number. Alright, what else? Tak ada DOI. It's just that the writing part dia ada. Right, so we cannot accept this kind of evidence. So usually we return for correction and then we ask researcher to provide us with the more evidence on that particular publication. All right. Okay, this one I want to ask all of you here. All right, can you help me to identify whether this is journal article or proceeding paper? I need you to respond me at chat box. Can you? I want everybody to see my screen now, and then can you tell me whether this is journal articles or this is proceeding paper? Can I get your response in the chat box, please? All right. Are this journal article or this is proceeding paper? So, okay, Dr. Fauzi said it's a proceeding paper. It's proceeding paper, proceeding paper. Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to respond? Adakah ianya journal articles or proceeding paper? Proceeding. Proceedings. Everybody answer proceeding. Okay? Okay. As you can see here, ini di dalam Scopus. When it comes to my coordinator, how they classify or identify these types of publication, how we want to make sure that, okay, this is journal article or this is proceeding paper. So we are follow document type in Scopus. Okay. All right. So in this paper, for this title, the document type is conference paper. All right. So the source type is journal, but the document type is conference paper. Right? Macam a bit confused kan? Kalau for the first time, especially kalau I ada coordinator yang baru, mesti dia macam a bit confused macam kata, bila tengok yang the first one, okay, Journal of Polymer Science. Alright, okay, this is journal. Right, when it comes to the document types, is conference paper. For your information, in Scopus, in Web of Science, we follow document type. Okay, kita tak tengok source dia, kita tengok document type. So the answer is conference paper. Alright, nasib baik tak ada yang jawab journal article. Right, so coordinator akan follow document type. Okay, so I hope that one is very clear. Alright, so the next one is okay. This one is what change. Okay, this one very simple. Dulu masa dalam Prisma, when it comes to we want to change the types of publication, we need to delete kan, tapi sekarang tak perlu lagi dah. Alright, so kalau tengok dekat sini, actually this researcher register as journal article, but bila kita tengok document type dia is a conference paper. So we ask the researcher to change the types of publication to conference paper, to proceeding. Alright, to proceeding. It's not journal article. Alright, because we base on the evidence that available, that provide by the researcher or available in the documents. Alright. Alright, and then other examples, right? We receive so many publications yang tak follow the document types. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier, we follow the document type. So and then we ask the researcher to make a corrections lah. Right? I think it's the same thing. Alright, so kalau pendaftaran di dates of publication in Prime, as you can see here, alright, we follow the dates of publication in your documents, and in your evidence. Kalau evidence dia di Scopus, kita akan buat semakan di Scopus, and then we are referring to Scopus lah, is February 2021, so kita akan pilih 2021. So kita akan follow dates in Scopus and Web of Science lah. Okay. Sebab kalau tengok kat sini, sometimes I believe that some of you might be confused with the dates of publications. Okay. Sometimes if you can see here, sometimes we receive is July 2020 or accepted 3rd December 2020. Available online 7 December 2020. Alright, but when it comes to in Scopus, dia akan bila dah assign volume and issue, volume and issue is jadi February 2021. So kita akan follow February 2021. Okay?
Okay, Puan Ayu.
Ya.
Boleh tak Puan Ayu explain sikit mengenai URL my site dalam Prisma? Mungkin ada yang tak jelas berkenaan dengan URL my site.
Boleh. Tadi saya tak sempat dia. Saya tak ni. Alright, okay. Since lupa tadi kan masa just now the first section I already mentioned about Scopus, Web of Science and ERA only, right? Okay. My site. Okay, my site. For those who publish any journal that index in my site, yes, you can claim under index publication also. So index publication in my site, okay, for your information, my site is not UITM system, it's owned by KPT under Pusat Citasi and Informatics, KPT. This one is owned by KPT. Okay. My coordinator memang akan ada list of the latest journal yang di-index dalam my site. So usually kita akan refer to. Actually you boleh refer ni jugalah, alright? Dekat kita punya website. If you are not very sure, you boleh tengoklah dekat sini to check whether that particular journal sometimes is not in UITM. Kita ada 2024 right now. Our journal UITM yang berjaya diindeks dalam my site kan. Tetapi other than that belum lagi lah. We have like more than 50 journal UITM. So nanti you boleh tengok jurnal di antara jurnal di Perlis, Azrina? So lupa.
Jurnal Intellect.
Jurnal
Kalau jurnal intelek diindekskan dalam my site.
Jurnal intelek for those yang selalu ni publish dekat jurnal intelek, boleh refer lah. Terus boleh check dalam my site. Kalau tak, boleh check di sinilah. Ni just I nak educate researcher je lah. Okay, so dalam library punya website kita ada scholarly and legitimate journal publication. Alright, so we have also predatory journal. Dua ni adalah page yang something kita nak educate all the researcher lah. Alright, so usually saya selalu mention this one dekat all my researcher dengan postgraduate students. Alright, usually librarian, PITA as a library kita we don't want to use a harsh word. I don't like the terms predatory journal, but we want to make sure that you choose scholarly and legitimate journal publication. So we try to see in positive way rather than we just seek for journal apa yang predatory, apa yang listed. We go for how to choose yang scholarly punya. Alright, so this page is very dedicated to all the researcher and postgraduate students so that you can try to check the list of the journal, reliable journal, and then kat sini juga ada UiTM's journal index my site, and then we have also Malaysian journals. Alright, so the list is here. The list now is my site 2020. Alright, my site 2021 are going to be out this year. Alright, dia macam backdated sikit. Alright, so you check list here. Right, you don't have to worry if you contribute your publication, you publish in other other universities journal. Contohnya you publish dekat UKM journal ke, dekat UM punya journal. Yes, you can check. Alright, you can check here lah. Alright, so you can see here. This is the main page of my site. So whether you can directly type copy paste your title here, or you can go by journal. Alright. Unfortunately, currently we facing some problems with my sites. Actually, starting last year we have been. I am not sure what's going on with this system. Alright, but it is out of my control. Is something that I cannot take an action. We take an action by saying that why is it we cannot click for that particular article to get the URL, because you need to provide URL right in Prime. So you don't have to worry. You just have to provide us with the link journal for that particular journal, not directly to your paper, until this problem dapat diselesaikan lah. Alright, so as you can see here, okay, so kalau you click for that particular you not found, and then you need to click to that particular articles, you get the articles, but when you click you cannot found also. This is the problems that something that yang ramai researcher kata, macam mana Puan Ayu, how I going to provide you an URL, because this one also error, right? So you don't have to worry if you publish in that particular journal. You just provide us with the URL, this one lah, URL directly to that particular journal. So, and my coordinator will double check to see that publication, adakah publication itu telah diindex. Alright. So one more thing, one more concern that usually coordinator akan tengok adalah whether this publication, this volume and issue for that particular journal. Alright. So starting last year, 1st February also in Perkeliling 3, like Chancellor tadi, I mentioned earlier kan on the first section tadi tu, actually we have also lagi panjang lagi perkelilingnya. Tadi saya just cut out of the Prisma punya cerita kan. Alright, so actually for UiTM's journal is our responsible, PITA diberi tanggungjawab untuk memuat naik. We are the person who in charge to upload your publication in my journal before it can be appear in my site. Alright, so my site is an index body, but my journal is the repository. Alright, so my journal is here. So both are owned by KPT, adalah sistem KPT. My journal is like repository, it's like Prime. You dump everything there, then only it can go into the proses penilaian to be indexed in my site. Alright, so kesemua jurnal-jurnal UiTM telah didaftarkan di dalam sistem my journal, dan I have my coordinator from all over UiTM that will help me to upload all the volume and new issue. Every time dah keluar, dia akan upload lah. So di dalam perkeliling telah dimaklumkan PITA diberi masa dalam masa 30 hari selepas jurnal berkenaan mengeluarkan volume and issue yang baru. So when it comes to kita check and then tak ada your article dalam my site, if is journal UiTM, you can contact directly to me or you can contact Cik Azrina. Okay, so make sure that dia akan upload cepat-cepat. Alright, so usually dia akan upload cepat lah. Alright, so it's just that when it comes to journal outside UiTM, journal UKM, journal USM, that one is outside of my out of my control. You need to contact to the editor and then to ask whether why is it this publication is not available yet in my site. Okay, alright. So for UiTM tak ada masalah. It's under my control. I can take action immediately. Alright. So kalau outside UiTM, the one you need to contact with your respective editor. Okay. So my site pun is one of the index platform that we still consider as the main for indexes, indexing body in Prime lah. So for your information, jurnal-jurnal UiTM memang dah ada dalam ni lah, about 24, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's 24 is already indexed in my site. Okay, so don't confuse Alright, don't confuse with my journal. Okay, jadi actually you don't have to worry about my journal. Alright, you don't have to worry in my journal. It's just that you just go to my site directly. Okay, go to my site directly and then you can try to identify the journal. Alright, so until sehinggalah error ni dah hilang, and then you need to provide us with the correct URL. Same with Scopus and Assign, you need to provide us with the correct URL link that directly show your article. Senang je, for index publication ni, Scopus for Assign my site kena directly to article accept error. Accept error lah. Okay. Okay, and then Azrina boleh nampak saya punya slide? Slide saya nampak?
Nampak Prime.
Nampak Alright, okay.
Nampak sistem Prime.
Oh, nampak sistem Prime. Alright. Okay.
Tak nampak slide.
Okay. Alright, let us proceed. Oh, dah 11.35. Alright. Tadi I janji setengah jam je kan? Alright. So, okay, this one is like 10 minutes, alright? Okay, so this one, example, this one I already show you. Alright, okay, types of publication, books, okay. Kita ada banyak jenis buku. Now, maybe ada ramai lecturer yang telah menulis buku, and then ada yang provide sekarang dah tak ada buku fizikal. You ada banyak provide e-books. Yes, e-books and books you can register. You as an editor, you boleh register di dalam sistem Prime, no problem. It's just that macam kita, you need to make sure that it is published, dah published, dah ada ISBN, and then you provide us with the publication evidence front cover, apa ni, nampak ISBN, nampak content page, nampak dia punya reference index ke. This is one of the evidence yang kita perlukan lah. Okay. Alright. So as you can see here, ini yang contoh dalam ni lah kan. Ni contoh I bagi title ni, pendapatan melalui fotografi stok. Okay, by Syakari Cik Din, diterbitkan oleh Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka. Alright. So masa ni dia tak masukkan whether is mapping under publisher, dia under mapping ataupun ada publisher. So bila kita check, memang kita Dewan Bahasa adalah publisher under mapping lah. Alright, so you need to declare under mapping. Okay. Alright, okay. Tadi I mention the first section that I mentioned about the jatan kuasa, right? Sometimes you involve in penghasilan buku di peringkat kementerian, you menghasilkan buku di peringkat contohnya organisasi di luar, kemudian ni macam ni contohnya Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia dan sebagainya. Alright, and then you kerjasama dengan JKR ke apa ke, and then this one you perlu masukkan bukti yang lengkap, you as one of the editor ataupun orang yang contribute kepada penghasilan buku berkenaan. Okay, kenapa kita bagi return for correction untuk ni? Disebabkan we cannot see your name. Dia daftar buku ni, he is one of the author di dalam buku ni, but he didn't provide us with the enough evidence. Alright, so it's just that I am not sure dia sebenarnya di bawah jawatan kuasa apa. So if you can provide us with your name adalah sebagai author di part mana, yes, we can accept that. Alright, but this one macam dia bagi just snap saja macam ni, so I cannot see your name. I cannot see your name, then I cannot verify your publication. Alright. And then we cannot see your contributions lah. Right. Alright, same goes with this, and then chapter in books, chapter in research book, right? So you need to be very clear with the evidence that you need to provide to us. Alright, the front page, okay, the cover page, and then everything. Ini dia punya ni lah, copyright page. Alright. Okay, yes, Azrina.
Puan Ayu, saya nak tanya. Okey, untuk buku ni kan, still kalau kata macam koordinator, kalau kami buat semakan, kalau kata ada untuk buku ni, kita perlu buat semakan ISBN di PNM OPEC ke? Kalau kata tak ada lagi ISBN di PNM OPEC tu, kita tak boleh nak verify.
Okay, alright. When it comes to any issue with the ISBN, ISSN, and any registration, usually memang coordinator, if you find that sometimes you know the number tu macam pelik sedikit, yes, you may check di PNM lah, Pustakaan Negara Malaysia, alright, regarding tu adakah ISBN ni telah di-provide oleh ni lah PNM dan sebagainya. It's just that when we find out that that particular ISBN is not available yet or is not provided by PNM, then only you can return for correction, and then you ask for clarification or evidence, more evidence on that particular ISBN. I believe that we receive so many publication with kata ISBN yang pelik. Alright, so ISBN perlu ada 14 digit, and then sometimes it's not that 14 digit, that's why we need to check. Alright, so macam Azrina, memang you have to check thoroughly with PNM di website pun boleh, tak ada masalah, to check whether this ISBN is available or not. Right, so actually semua publication you need to have ISBN lah, you need to register dengan PNM so that they can provide you with the ISBN. Okay. Alright, let's proceed. Alright, kalau macam ni, okay, we have chapter in books, we have chapter in research books. Sometimes it can be quite confusing for us, coordinator also, and maybe some of the researcher also a bit confused whether you want to declare this publication as a research book or as a book. Alright, so usually we go through the content. That's why we need the evidence on content. When we see the content is more on research and the evidence base is more on research, definitely we can consider as a research book rather than it is a book, because it's a different weightage for these two types of publication. So usually when we didn't satisfied with the evidence, we ask for researcher to provide us with more evidence to show that these publications actually is a research book, for example, chapter in research book, right? Okay, when it comes to policy paper is something that very we rarely receive a policy paper. I know, because it is not easy for you to come up with the policy paper because it involves so many things. It's very hard to come up with policy paper, right? But this is one example that we received a few years back, all right? Okay, policy paper yang dihasilkan perlulah, macam kalau tengok dekat sini, diterbitkan bagi tujuan kegunaan universiti, fakulti dan tidak diambil kira sebagai penilaian Maira. Okay, so lepas tu kalau ianya diterbitkan bagi keperluan yang lebih meluas, dan ianya akan diambil kira lah. Alright, so item wajib yang perlu dimuat naik untuk publication evidence jika researcher nak declare publication tersebut sebagai policy paper, perlu ada kertas polisi, blueprint, plan induk, kertas kajian dan sebagainya, bukti bukan mengatakan penghargaan kepada pusat, kertas kerja menjadi rujukan kertas polisi. So, as I mentioned earlier, you need to make sure that policy paper is used by, orang kata, banyak organisation, banyak orang boleh guna, dan dia punya penggunaan dia lebih meluas dan boleh didaftarkan dalam sistem Prisma lah. Alright, and then bukti menunjukkan hasil kajian diguna pakai. Alright, that's the keyword actually when it comes to policy paper and technical paper. Policy paper and technical paper, you need to provide us an evidence or any documents that ini penghasilan policy paper ini, penghasilan technical paper ini adalah untuk bla 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 bla, untuk dipanjangkan untuk penggunaan di organisasi berkenaan, macam itulah. So we need an evidence. Maksudnya bukanlah ia yang dihasilkan suka-suka saja. Mesti ada sebab. Alright, and then we need to provide us with the surat lantikan, appointment letter. For example, you menjadi the ketua ke, ahli projek kajian ke, so you need to provide an evidence lah. Alright. Sekiranya pemilik dasar telah menyeraikan nama penyumbang dalam kertas polisi, maka tidak perlu dibuktikan. Alright, so when it comes your name, we can see your names in kertas polisi paper berkenaan, technical paper berkenaan, then you don't have to provide us with any evidence lah. Alright. Right. So it same goes with technical paper or technical case study. Ianya perlulah orang kata menunjukkan hasil kajian telah diguna pakai untuk siapa, untuk apa dan untuk siapa. Alright. This is example. Alright. So for any laporan audit dalam academic quality yang you hasilkan di kampus UiTM Perlis contohnya, ianya bukan kategori penerbitan dan tidak perlu didaftarkan dalam sistem PRAN. So what you can do is, you boleh declare terus dalam IATP dia under sumbangan lah. Unless ianya telah ada bukti penerbitan, ada ISBN dan sebagainya, dan ianya telah di-spread untuk kegunaan orang ramai dan sebagainya, dan you can you can declare, you boleh register dalam sistem PRAN. Dan jika ianya hanya laporan dihasilkan untuk peringkat universiti saja, ianya tidak digunakan di luar dan sebagainya, tidak boleh didaftarkan. It's just that you boleh declare dalam ITP you sebagai jawatankuasa apa, peranan you apa dan sebagainya. Okay. exhibition, creative work. Dekat di ada creative work ke? Sorry, Azrina, di UiTM Police ada FSSR ke? Ada tak?
Tak ada.
Ada. So maybe this is not something that orang kata yang related.
Jarang.
Alright, tak ada creative work kan? So when it comes to creative work ni, dia a bit different. All the publication in creative work, ianya tak akan sama. It's not very straightforward macam journal, proceeding. Very straightforward. You can get the information dengan cepat. Tapi macam creative work ni, sometimes it require coordinator untuk lebih detail to make sure that this is publication that we can verify. Alright, so ada banyaklah contoh. Alright, sebab sometimes the platforms is a bit different, tidak diterbitkan di journal, tidak diterbitkan di conference mana-mana, but macam saya cakap tadi, sometimes dia ada banyak di YouTube channel. Alright, so the platform is going to be different, but we as a coordinator, we try to identify different kind of types of publication, and then we want to be fair with all the creative work punya publications. Alright. Alright. Okay, we have exhibition. If you attend any exhibition, alright, you need to provide us with the certificates, and then sometimes the write up about that particular exhibitions. Kadang-kadang ada juga exhibitions yang we receive researcher dia beritahu yang I don't have any we don't provide any full text or documents, alright, but it's just that you can make some write up related to that exhibition. You can tell your contribution in what, alright. Kalau you tak ada yang macam you not been giving award or something, tak menang ke, alright, menang ke tak menang ke, it's okay, tak ada masalah pun. It's just that if you want to declare that as a publication, you have to make sure that you help the coordinator to understand more about the your publications tu. Alright. Okay, contoh lagi pendaftaran. Alright, so starting pandemic dulu kan, starting ada COVID, kita banyak attend webinars apa semua tu, kita dijemput. Alright, you as a researcher, as a lecturer dijemput, ditemu bual, kata dalam webinar berkenaan. So kalau webinar ni kita tidak terima lagi di dalam sistem prime lah as penerbitan. Sebab ianya you ditemu ramah sebagai expertise di dalam untuk memperkatakan dalam bidang berkenaan lah, so kita tak terima. Right? Sama juga, same goes with any publication. This one I receive ada banyak yang lecturer bagi tahulah, cakap, Puan Rahayu, kenapa I ditemu ramah oleh surat khabar berkenaan, I dijemput ke contoh Malaysia hari ini untuk memperkatakan mengenai apa I punya expertise tau. So kalau you tengok dalam surat khabar tu, semua yang apa yang I cakap dalam statement tu semua daripada expertise I. We understand that. It's just that when it comes to you being interviewed by somebody, alright, so maksudnya dia akan belongs to, alright, example mana, okay. Alright, dia akan belongs to that particular reporter. Sebab namanya tak ada nama you. Kalau nama kat sini kan. Alright, so kadang-kadang ada nama kat sini. Alright, wait lah. Tak ada contoh nama ke. Alright, so sometimes, alright, so by contoh kat sini, by Siti Rahayu. Contohnya I interview you kan, I wartawan, I interview you. And then I yang mengarang you punya ni, walaupun actually I'm talking about your expertise. I get the information from you, and then I do write up, and then I publish dekat surat khabar. Alright, unless you adalah contoh macam yang tengok dekat screen sekarang. Okay, you dapat satu kolom dalam surat khabar or any online newspaper ke, online platform ke. So when it comes to by you, written by you, yes, you can apa ni? Claim as your publications lah. Jika ianya hanya you ditemu ramah atas expertise you, sometimes apa ni, ada juga yang nak claim dalam Prisma. Okay, so you don't have to worry. Jika you di-interview di atas kepakaran you, right, dijemput di atas kepakaran you, ditemu ramah untuk surat khabar atas kepakaran you, you can declare di dalam MyATP directly. Tak perlu melalui Prime. Okay. Alright, so make sure if you snap, ni example lah, kalau you snap any picture, any apa, please make sure that it's very clear lah. Macam ni, I pun tak tahu apa benda sebenarnya. Kita tak nampak dia punya pembuktian, right? So make it very clear. Alright, so if you want the authors that contribute to Wow News, QS Wow News, you can use this format to make sure that you as the author untuk for that particular section of title lah, alright, so that we know that okay, you adalah author berkenaan kalau you terlibat dalam QS Wow News. Alright, so this is example for those yang publish di publication yang tiada ISBN ataupun ISBN. Alright, so this is an example of a nombor pendaftaran, right? Okay, alright, so tadi I dah bagi tahu tadi. Ini pun dah cakap, ni dah tahu tadi. Alright, so any question? Any question? I think I dah habis dah kot. Any question? Azrina ada question tak?
So far yang ni pasal innovation competition ni saya dah jawab.
Gender. Ada question tu?
Ada? Okay.
Hi Dr. Najinder.
Hi, Puan Azrina and Puan Syahidatul. Thank you so much for the explanation and the briefing. Boleh dengar saya tak?
Yes, I can hear you, Doctor.
Okay.
Yes, you can proceed with the question.
All right, I have a question. I like to pose this question. Actually, I have a paper which has been verified already. But what happened is that one of the authors is having a problem because there are duplicate accounts in Prisma for her in Prime. So how do I troubleshoot that? Because previously under Prisma we were able to revise or review, resubmit, right? But for under Prime I'm unable to do that. How do I troubleshoot? And when I tried to make a new submission, I'm not able to because there is 100% similarity.
Oh, okay, right. So, okay.
I'm the main author for this, so it's my co-author who is unable to, because the details wouldn't transfer to my ATP because she's got two accounts.
Okay, Doctor, are we talking about the same publication? It's just that you cannot and then what do you mean by duplication? The name.
Okay, the publication has been verified, published
okay,
and verified.
Okay.
But I need to make a change because she has two accounts under Prisma. I don't know how. She has what Aduan ICT, but they have not attended to this yet. So that one of the accounts is incorrect. So when I entered, when I typed in her name, since there were two accounts, I didn't know of the problem. So I just, clicked on whichever one was there. And it turned out that that account is invalid account.
All right. So this is something that related to account, I think. All right. So,
yes.
Okay. The two accounts, right? Duplicate into account. That's why you cannot register again. All right. So we have Puan Karanisa here. Puan Karanisa. Salam, Puan Karanisa. Kalau macam ni yang ada macam ada dua nama dalam sistem, macam mana?
Dua nama tu disebabkan sebelum ni dia menggunakan ID yang lama, lepas tu berubah kepada ID baru, atau macam mana tu sebenarnya? Tu nak tahu tu.
dia punya detail pun saya tak berapa tahu because it's my co-author yang dia risau tu sebab maklumat publication tu tak masuk dalam my ATP. So she told me to resubmit this entry, you know, and I tried many times under Prime. I'm unable to because it has been verified and when I tried to enter the title and type in the title, it says that there is 100% similarity index. Please refer to your main researcher to add your name, and that's me. But I am unable to do that too. So dia dah buat aduan ICT, tapi tindakan tiada. So actually, I'm just wondering whether Puan Azrina at her level would be able to do this correction. Because I'm not able to resubmit.
Okay, I think I already find the solutions here. All right. So actually, this publication just now, like Dr. mentioned, is already verified.
Yes.
Nanti, Cik Azrina, boleh go through the publication again. Azrina, you go through publication tu, take the title from doctor, and then try to see the names of dekat author level tu, Azrina. You see author, dekat author level tu, sorry, dekat author tu, adakah duplication tu ada tak nama doktor tu? Kena check dekat yang author's name tu.
Yeah, because the author's nombor pekerja is incorrect in that.
Alright, okay, incorrect. That's why dia ada duplication. Azrina, can you take action on this, Azrina?
Okay, nanti saya buat semakan dulu. Tapi kalau kata ini in term of technical, nanti saya akan serah kepada saya akan maklum kepada pengkajian besar lah untuk buat pembetulan apa semua tu.
Okay, I think
apa-apa saya kena semakan dulu lah. Doktor, mungkin doktor boleh WhatsApp saya untuk details artikel apa semua tu. Nanti saya buat semakan dulu.
Yes, I will do that. Puan Azrina, thank you so much because my co-author is pretty worried about this. You know, like tak elok lah sebab dia, you know, that publication is incomplete, right?
Right. Okay. Azrina will take an action of this. Right. I think the
thank you so
problem
much.
is just that welcome. The problem is just the duplication of the name because of
yes, correct. Yes.
Invalid ID, right? So
right.
you just need to maybe Azrina can you boleh delete the one of the IDs and then make sure the correct IDs lah. Okay? You should be okay. Should be okay.
Thank you so much, Puan Syahidah. I really appreciate this.
All right. Okay.
Puan Azrina too, yeah? Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any questions? We have some questions?
Ada soalan lagi ke? Kalau ada soalan kita boleh tanyakan. Boleh on the mic dan bertanya.
Alright. So when it comes to just now, Dr. Jasminda punya case tadi tu, what are we going to do is to this part, researcher boleh go to this part action. Whether you can delete the name of that particular author first, and then you just add again, and then you just click save. Or else, maybe coordinator will try to help the researcher on behalf of researcher. Alright. Okay, kalau dah tak boleh, kita boleh tolong lah. Alright. We try to do whether we can change we can change. We are not changing. We try to add a new author. Try to delete. Nanti Azrina try to delete first and then try to add author lah. Okay. Right. We have any questions from the researcher? Right. So I believe that everybody understand through my taklimat today. I hope that everybody know how to use Prime. Alright, because since last week I still received a text from a researcher asking me about Prisma. She did not know the Prisma already. We did not use the Prisma anymore. Now we are moving to Prime. So I believe all the researchers that attended these sessions will try to use Prime as soon as you get a chance to register your publication. So you need to register as soon as possible so that you just have to make sure that Cik Azrina will verify all your publication as soon as possible. Okay? But if you have any questions, or any suggestion. We are open to suggestions actually. You need to understand that as a coordinator, we are not the researcher. You are the one who doing the research, all right? And then it's just that we as a coordinator, we verify your publication, but if you have any suggestion or any improvement that we can do to Prime, we always with an open heart we receive all the suggestion. You can submit the suggestion to Cik Azrina or you can directly contact to me. All right, no problem. Okay. Okay. So don't forget. Okay. No question, Diane. Azrina, no question. Is it no question?
Ya, so far tak ada. Saya rasa Puan Rahayu pun dah bagi penerangan yang cukup jelas. Dia 3 jam bercakap tu, 3 jam penerangan tu. InsyaAllah saya rasa kita punya researcher di UI Templates faham dan juga jelas lah berkaitan dengan Prime ni. Okey, tak apa, sebarang masalah boleh hubungi kami di WhatsApp rasmi kami. Saya ada share dia punya link. Okey. Saya rasa itu sahaja Puan Rahayu.
Okay. Puan Dr. Najida, you have any other question? You said
Saya rasa dia lupa nak doktor lupa nak.
Not really. It's just that last year under Prisma we could not submit editorial work, right? Now I noticed that we can.
Yes,
right?
editorial work, you have to make sure that you one of the author for that particular publication. It's just bukan you as like macam when it comes to editorial work, sometimes it ada consist of ramai editorial, right? So we want to make sure that you as one of the author dalam editorial berkenaan. It's just not bukanlah you just the photographer dalam tu dan only you nak declare kan. Right, so editorial work meaning you need to be one of the author lah di dalam publication berkenaan.
Okay, no, maksud saya, like last year, for example, for a conference, a national conference, and I was one of the editors for the proceedings. So I tried to submit this under Prisma. It was declined. Tidak diluluskan. So tapi sekarang saya tengok tadi macam Puan kata editorial editors boleh diterima under Prime, right?
When it comes, Doctor, I want to clarify here, yeah. All right, okay. When it comes to, it's not editorial as an editorial.
Okay.
It's you as an editor. If you an editor for that particular books or any research book or e-books, yes, you can. Editor that doesn't reflect to editorial work actually. All right. So maksudnya editorial editor here it means editor, doctor. You as an editor for that
Means
example.
Editor of the books lah, not editorial board.
Bukan editorial. Just now, tapi I mentioned just now editorial work tu when you in that particular if you terlibat in that particular publication that involve editorial punya ni, if you contribute to one of the for example in one
of the chapters, yes,
yes, you can. You as the author for that particular section, for example, all right, for that particular write-up, for example, yes, you can. All right.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Alright, ada lagi ke?
So far, ada soalan lagi ke? Sebelum kita buat penutup. Okey, jangan lupa isi link kehadiran. Saya ada share di ruangan chat. Saya rasa itu sahaja Puan Rahayu. So far tak ada soalan di ruangan chat ataupun tak ada yang ingin bertanya. Saya rasa semua dah jelas. Ya, 3 jam kita punya program ni kira Puan Raya dah cover semua. in term of cara mengisi dan juga cara kita buat coordinator buat verification prime tu. Okay. So saya rasa kalau tak ada saya akan lakukan penutup. Boleh ya Puan Rayu? Okay. Jika tiada sebarang pertanyaan, kita akan tutup sesi taklimat kita. Tapi seandainya lah jika tuan-tuan dan puan-puan mempunyai sebarang masalah dan pertanyaan, bolehlah menghubungi saya melalui WhatsApp rasmi yang PDJH yang saya share di ruangan chat tadi. Okey. Okey. Untuk penutup, saya selaku moderator untuk program kali ini ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Puan Rohayu, Puan Siti Rohayu di atas penerangan yang orang kata betul-betul komplit, betul-betul jelas lah selama 3 jam ni. Okey, diharap tuan-tuan dan puan-puan dapat dapat makluman atau dapat pengetahuan daripada sesi atau taklimat yang kita adakan dalam program kita pada kali ini. Okay, and then saya ingin memohon kemaafan seandainya ada tersalah kata, silap bicara sepanjang program kita tadi. And then sesungguhnya yang baik itu datangnya daripada Allah SWT dan yang buruk itu datangnya daripada saya, diri saya sendirilah. And then jangan lupa untuk mengisi link kehadiran yang kita kongsikan di ruangan chat tu lah. Ya, untuk link rakaman kami akan kongsikan macam biasalah. Selalunya saya akan email link rakaman dan kita akan share juga di Facebook, media sosial rasmi iaitu Facebook Perpustakaan Datuk Jaafar Hassan dan juga Instagram PDJ UiTM Perlis. Ya, untuk tatapan semualah. Selalunya link recording kita akan masukkan dalam YouTube dan kita akan share link dia tu. Okey. Okey, terima kasih juga saya ucapkanlah kepada semua researcher dan juga pensyarah lah yang sudi hadir dan sudi orang kata luangkan masa selama 3 jam ni untuk sertai kita punya taklimat pada pagi pada kira consider setengah hari inilah. Okey, so kita sudahi majlis kita dengan tasbih, kafarah dan juga surah Al-As.
Terima kasih semua.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan terima kasih semua.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih juga pada Puan Rayu.
Puasa semua.
Ya, selamat puasa.
Jumpa lagi. InsyaAllah. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.